expected to see at the beginning of the week, and, well, that's just how it rolls.
It's the way it rolls here at the Super Series. Let's have a look then and see how it breaks the week down then in terms of the bracket. We already saw Christian Kiss qualify on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday respectively through Group A, and well, he's all retted up and probably recuperating. Yeah,
and that may suit him. He's a player that's been plagued by injuries over the years and health problems, so he may be one that benefits from that two-day break. May tick over, may have a couple of hours here and there. And then Group C, Scott Baker safely through, Pete Hudson in second place. 3 of our 6 safely through, and now we've got to somehow negotiate through Group B.
Because we're going to see some drama tonight here at the Super Series because of what we saw yesterday. The local boy Adam Lipscomb picked up 1 victory from his efforts. He's going to need a big push on day 2. As for Colin Osborne, well, he got out the tracks really, really well. He was really impressive, averaging just under a ton in his opening match, but it just kind of fell from there for the Wizard, again, on 2 points. And then the rest of the table is a bit of a minefield. Ryan Finesse winning 2 games. Bit of feast or famine for him at times last night. He finds himself on 4. As does Kevin Blommer as well. He's well in that mix for qualification into tomorrow night's final on his debut. But by night, you could count on Dracht. Well, he won every single game. He was absolutely perfect on day 1. Well, that was what we saw last night. Let's see how that correlates then in terms of the table, because we can dissect this now, Mason. Well, Martijn Dracht was just perfect, wasn't he? Yeah, 4 out of 4, and it was nice to see him sort of remain consistent throughout the night. We've seen him in Group A, and he sort of, well, he peaked and troughed a little bit in that group. But he's out in front, he's in pole position, but the rest of the field still very much in it. Remember, it's the top 3 from here, so the next 4 in the group separated by just 2 points. And Colin Osborne has to be a bit of a concern because the way he started, I thought he was going to be in Dracht's position and probably go through the card 4 from 4, but he completely fell off a cliff. 98.56 in the opening match, and then went completely missing. He hit 180 all night. Outside of Ryan Finesse, he had the fewest darts at a double, which tells me he wasn't scoring heavy enough. And he's going to have to find his scoring boots tonight. Most certainly. As for Ryan Finesse, I mentioned it in the highlights package, it felt like the good performances were really good, the wins are really good, but the games that he lost were a bit below the standard. Yeah, he literally was either on or off, and we talk about having a B game a lot, and a lot of the players here, listen, when they've got their A game, they're all pretty much of an equal level. They can all average in excess of a ton and do so regularly, but outside of that, their B game is left wanting. It sort of goes from some A to D. As for Adam Lipscomb, we know it's a home tournament for him. Do you think maybe at times he tried a little bit too hard? Yeah, you could see. I mean, he made a great start to the night and beat Ryan Finesse and comfortably. And Ryan Finesse was one we shortlisted in terms of qualification. But yeah, he looks absolutely under it, and he's literally just got to take the shackles off and go out there tonight and try and enjoy it and try and get one of those top 3 places. Listen, we want him to qualify. We know he's going to bring a lot of interest and a lot of fans, and that's what we want here at the Super Series. Well, let's dissect the numbers then from the opening evening's affairs. In terms of the overall average, 84.5, around about par for the course, and that checkout ratio just above 35.26. Yeah, with this group of players, though, I think that's a little... I mean, the checkout percentage is okay. I think the running average is not where I'd like to see it, considering that Group Bs tend to be the better of the groups in terms of quality. So yeah, a little bit disappointing. We had a ton plus average on the night of 100.20 from tabletop in Dracht, so no surprise there. Best leg 12, expect to see maybe 11, maybe a 10 tonight. We hope for a 9, and only 13 180s, which is a little bit under what we normally expect. It looks an edgy group. I think it's in terms of ability, I think they're on par with each other. Experience may be key, and we expected that experience to shine through from Colin Osborne because he has been so successful in this course and distance. Not the case. Well, let's see what the bookmakers make of tonight's proceedings here. Adam Lipscomb on the outside, as did Colin Osborne, 2 players on 2 points. At the top, Martijn Dracht goes off heavy favourite because of the fact he's got that cushion. Yeah, and rightly so. Listen, he was perfect last night. Who's to say he's not going to go through the card again tonight? So yeah, 2-7. Not sure how much they'd let you have at 2-7, but there you go. Blommer for me, struggling. Not replicating any type of the form he showed in Group A. I think maybe Ryan Finesse at 11-2. Maybe, but it's a big ask. It's a big ask. Tonight's group is all about who can recover from the disappointment of last night and get themselves in second or third position. I think Dracht possibly runs away with it, and some of the field will be happy with that because that allows them to bunch up.
Well, let's have a look at Aces Acker then for this evening's action. This is your treble for the evening's affairs. Just talk us through some of these selections.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Martijn last night, so I've gone for him against Blommer to win 4-0, 4-1 or 4-2 at 13-8. Lipscomb against Osborne. Again, I've gone for Osborne. I expect him to have a really good night tonight and expect him to be dominant. So again, 4-2 or better. And the final bet, Dracht against Furness. I think that's got 5, 6, possibly 7 legs in it. Over 180s in terms of the amount. Over 1.5, 8-13, pays over 8-1.
So 18 plus, begambleaware.org if you're going to have a flurry on Aces Acker this evening. So game one of our evening sees Kevin Blommer in action. He takes on Colin Osborne. Chris Mason is going to make his way down to the commentary box to describe all of the action. In the company of the asset himself, it's a very good evening to Paul Nicholson.
And a very good evening to you, Henry. We've got Kevin Blommer now taking on Colin Osborne in our first Group B match of the final session of qualifying for Week 4 and its finals, which now has half of its field. Christian Kist, Scott Baker and Peter Hudson. So the Netherlands and England have some combatants for tomorrow night. Will we get more in the way of English players like Colin Osborne? Or will we get a Belgian in the case of Blommer? We may even get another Dutchman in the shape of Martijn Dracht. And some other English combatants in the form of Ryan Finesse and Adam Lipscomb. It's all up for grabs. Only one person can really say that they're comfortable. Because I, like Chris Mason, think that Kevin Blommer may be just blowing or puffing a little bit
First leg, Kevin,
after a long
first.
debut week.
Game on.
And there are some signs that tell us that he's having, yes, a very good week and a great Group A. But there are fragilities.
121.
I just wonder what he's going to concoct at the start of this Group B final night campaign.
Well, I think it's more down to what everybody else does around him. We didn't see him replicate any type of the standard that we saw from him in spells in Group A, and I put it to you.
100.
Listen, we had a look at his averages, and it's all right. People telling us, look, he's a big scorer. He does this. He does that. We can only, well, we can give him an eye test from our own eyes, and then go by the numbers he's hit in official competition, which is where we get the vast majority of our data. I put it to you, did he overachieve?
We did touch on this subject yesterday, but I'm thinking of two words in my mind before I dug a little deeper. As Osborne gets his second 180 of this group, he's actually equalised what he did yesterday already in his third visit here on Friday night. But the sample size,
yeah,
that was ringing through my head at around 5 o'clock this afternoon.
Well, exactly. We didn't have the opportunity to break it down and break down the numbers. Top stops.
59.
Good start from both.
24.
Both on a double after 4 visits. This is encouraging. There's going to be some urgency tonight. Everybody wants to be part of tomorrow. Because that's where the checks are cashed.
18.
That's where the big bucks are, Nico.
Colin, you require 40.
We've got the marker pen. We've got the check. We're in charge. Who's in charge of the match? In the middle?
Game of the first leg.
I'm not sure how
Colin
that went in.
Osborne.
Not sure how much he knew about it, but it is a 15 dart break of throw.
Second
Really
leg, Colin
doesn't care,
to
though.
throw first.
That's for sure.
Game on.
Yeah,
So
you've now got 4 days to really dissect it, haven't you?
Absolutely. And what we've also got are 2 different time slots, which gives us a little bit
78.
more information. Now, if Kevin Blommer does make tomorrow night, that sample size grows, and you have 2 night sessions information
59.
and 3 day session bits of information. But from what we have, we had on Tuesday a running average of 92.86. That was really impressive.
Very.
On Monday, he won 10 points from 10,
Oh,
running average of
140.
85.65. That, for me, is a bit more accurate to what we'd expect from Blommer based on what we've seen on Dart Connect, other
99.
databases like Darts Oracle, iDarts from the Netherlands. But yesterday, it can't be ignored that, yes, he was in second position in the table, but averaged 79.93.
100.
And if you put that against one of the 85 daily averages we almost come out with, where he's been in the last 12 months.
125.
Correct. Now, yesterday was a whole load of weird.
From everybody.
You cross-reference
125.
doubles percentages for certain people, and you think, well, how are they at that point in the table? Osborne is the best example of this. He actually had the best running average
58.
yesterday,
Colin, you require
and he was
58.
4th.
Won 1 game.
Double top.
48.
That hasn't worked out as
Kevin,
he
you require
planned.
160.
Blommer gets a shot at 160, which would be his biggest finish of the week. In fact, his best finish yesterday was only 76.
65. Colin, you require 10. Game shot of the second leg.
Takes
Colin
care of that.
Osborne.
Very tidily. That could have been an absolute nightmare, but break, backed up
Third
with a
leg,
hold,
Kevin, to throw
averaging
first.
97.
Game on.
They do have one thing in common from yesterday, these two. They were both 38% on their doubles. That's
Which
quite,
again,
that's quite good.
It's very good.
In fact, just to throw a little bit of extra sauce on the old... What am I going to say? What we were talking about earlier.
140.
Briskets. A little bit of extra dry rub on the brisket. 38% is what Blommer had on his doubles.
140.
And Dracht.
Wow.
And he was undefeated.
That's where that element of I don't do luck anymore. Good fortune comes in. Nico.
81.
Yeah, I have to agree, because when you look at Osborne with 2 points in the table, you've got Dracht on 8 points. When the man who's got 6 more points has averaged less and had the same percentage on doubles,
Yeah.
you just think
It
that-
doesn't.
It doesn't make sense.
No, there's. We could get a mathematician's
28.
genius in here and
Kevin
give him them
Uruguay,
stats, and he go,
81.
"Hang on a minute, who's winning? Well, you tell us."
Well, the only thing that really does make it make sense
49.
is that they were involved in 4 different matches each. And it's situational pressure that comes in.
Yeah, 4 different dynamics.
Yeah. We are just putting everything together.
We're trying to paint you a little picture.
42.
You've just got to
Kevin,
colour
you
it in.
require 32.
I hear that's quite calming.
Yeah,
Double 8.
that would be
Game
quite
shot of
calming
the
for
third leg,
Blommer.
Kevin Blommer.
$15, good game.
Can't say that just once.
Fourth leg,
I'll say
Colin
it
to
twice.
throw first. Game on.
If you are tuning in from outside of the UK, that's an homage to the great Bruce Forsyth. We used to say
All
that.
right, my loves.
121.
He was a very good host.
Right up your street. Very good golfer, wasn't he?
He was a member at Wentworth.
Didn't he? He had a house there, didn't he?
41.
Same as Russ Abbott.
Yeah.
Now 2-1 to Osborne. It's all about the points at this stage.
140.
But the leg difference, I am pretty sure it will come into play. It did come into play towards the end of Group C, but ultimately
140.
it was all about
The
2 games.
The spoiler, Kevin Painter.
Yeah.
How well did he play in the last game? That will leave him even more
82.
infuriated that he's produced a performance like that in his final game of the week.
It's a bit like having a really bad golf round. You played awful
59.
17
Calling your
holes and then you
158.
eagle the last. That's, I mean,
It's spot on.
Kevin did play awful this week. He played under par in a bad way. So the fact that he played so well in the last match, it will make him feel furious.
92.
Another dominant leg here. Colin Osborne. They made... And it was pretty much of a pick'em game, really. Blommer was 4-5. Colin 10 to 11.
137. Calling your requires 66.
Normally, we get a reaction from Colin after a bad session. Well, that's interesting. 54 for...
44.
Got it wrong.
He's
Kevin, you're
miscounted,
wrong.
yeah.
Has miscounted.
124.
When he looks at that scoreboard, he is going to be beside himself. Because he knew what he was doing when he had 65, but I think
56.
he's just gone automatic pilot.
Calling your
For the double
requires
18.
22.
Listen to the referee. You've got double 11, Colin. What a professional. What a
King from the
pro.
fourth leg,
Because at
Colin
no
Osborne.
point right there did he show any exasperation, no lack of poise. He knew he made an error. He went to the
Fifth leg,
table.
Kevin to throw
He
first.
soaked it up,
Game
got
on.
rid of it, and then won the leg. That was remarkable for me.
Sometimes you've just got to take your medicine, Nico. And that's exactly what he's done there.
60.
He knew he made a mistake. He didn't let on to his opponent. He didn't stress himself. And just knocked it about.
140.
I gotta see it. I know that he's had an up and down career. An up and down 25 hours.
134.
But what would you expect from a former England yo-yo champion?
Tell you what is frightening. He's 47, so in
55.
2 years or so, going to be on the seniors tour.
I'll let you tell him that.
Holy moly, yeah. Well, good for him. He's going to be a big problem for everybody else.
99.
No, I was having a practice on the stage in the break. I had a little throw. I found a set of darts and I thought, well, seeing as nobody's here, I'll have a little throw. And I actually caught myself thinking about the seniors.
19.
It's in 6 years.
Yeah. Well, that'll give your body enough time to recover anyway, Nico.
I might be as fit as you by then.
135.
Certainly being there as the fit as 50-year-old if you get in, that's for sure.
Osborne
42.
started with 2
Kevin
points
Uruguay,
tonight.
73.
Leg difference of -2, which wasn't the worst. In fact, that belongs to Ryan Finesse, who's on -5.
Well, the fact that
61.
he's on just 2 points after 4 games and only on -2, credit to him. But this leg looks like it's done and dusted, so
99.
he will have to
Kevin
serve it
Uruguay,
out
12.
in leg 6.
Double 3. That was rushed. There was no composure there
No
from
score.
Kevin. Shoulder
Calling
involved, no
Uruguay,
aim.
146.
That was something that creeped in towards the back end of Group A and certainly reared its head yesterday. Ooh, Colin.
50.
Yeah, I like that.
Kevin
himself a
Uruguay,
two-darter.
12.
Everybody loves a 96 checkout.
Just seems a natural progression over there. And the weight
Yeah.
of throws the
Kings on
same.
the fifth leg.
Gets the
Kevin
weight
Blommer.
right there, does Blommer. So, 3-2. Colin did the hard work in leg 1, getting the essential
Sixth
break.
leg Colin to throw
You might
first.
want to give Colin a wide
Game
berth
on.
if he doesn't win this match, because yesterday when they played in game 10, it was the kind of game that will give you nightmares. When it's the last game of the night as well, you walk away and you think,
45.
I didn't even average 80 and I lost. So people of this sort of skill, that will drive them absolutely crazy.
Well, Blommer
58.
did exactly the same, didn't he? Averaged less than 80. Both of them averaged 79 and change.
Well, nothing about that game will have pleased Colin. He had more darts at double
85.
than Blommer. His average was a shade better. But nobody likes to lose their game in that sort of fashion.
74.
Especially when he started so well, like you mentioned with Henry.
But yeah, I mean, the way he started, I thought, hello, Colin is on one.
He's been let off the hook here because Blommer on 369 after 6.
101.
Well, that might be a happy accident there, Nico. He now knows just a straight ton leaves him a finish.
81.
A leg bite.
What was going on with that first start?
That's the shoulder and the lift.
I just wonder if tonight we are going to see a
85.
somewhat gladiatorial nature from Blommer, because he might not feel 100%. He might not have ever played this many games in a week in round-robin darts.
55.
Tell you what, Philip van Hasse today, cool as a cucumber. He looked even better today than he did all week.
And he's in his 50s.
He's 20 years older than Kevin.
105.
Yeah, I like that shot as well. Keeping things very simple here.
This is sensible as well. He's got to go 25 and bull now.
63.
That leaves the 170.
Colin
That's
Uruguay,
super thinking.
80.
But it's not up to him. It was 4-2 to the Belgian yesterday. Is the fixture reversed?
60.
Not quite.
Not yet.
Kevin Uruguay 170.
Standard is a good 6 points better than yesterday by both players.
52.
And Blommer will be brought into
Uruguay,
a bit of a
20.
scrap in the middle of the table if Osborne takes double 10. Doesn't
No
find
score.
it. How is Blommer still
Kevin
in this
Uruguay
game?
118.
Osborne's missed 9 darts at double. Got a wry smile.
He won't if he hits a treble 20 and double 19. That water might come back up.
80.
Well, that was for a 21 dart break, and it wasn't close.
Colin
It was a good
Uruguay,
inch below.
20.
Mental battle with double 10 now, having missed it 3 times.
Game, shot.
Doesn't
and
miss
a
it this
match.
time
Colin
and gets
Osborne.
a vital 2 points. It's not about averages at the minute. It's about getting the points and getting into the top 3. Now, he has played the first game of the night, so everybody's got a game in hand on him, apart from Blommer, but he has gone to second place for now with that 4-2 win. 81.82 the average and a shade over 30% on the doubles. So he has got himself back in the reckoning with that win. When we come back, Martijn Dracht, if he wins against Adam Lipscomb, he's going to be sitting pretty at the top with a very big cushion.
Right, welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where before the break we saw Colin Osborne get the better of Kevin Blommer by 4 legs to 2. Next up for us, we're going to see Adam Lipscomb in action. He picked up 1 win from his opening night's efforts. He takes on Martijn Dracht, win for him, and he's in tomorrow night's. Watching this, tomorrow night's final, shall I say. Watching this one in the comms box is Paul and Chris.
Thank you, Henry. Well, Adam Lipscomb should take a bit of inspiration, Nico, from Colin Osborne there, because he's got to try and replicate exactly what Colin has just done.
Absolutely right.
First leg, Adam
And if he can get that win over the table topper right now, it would make for a very interesting table going into game 3, which is Osborne versus
49.
Finesse. It would give us 4 players on 4 points and a somewhat tentative Martijn Dracht on top on 8. I think for his own comfort and considering the week he's had, he'll be desperate to get this win in the first game, because if you think about what happened on Monday compared to Tuesday, he won the first 3 games on Monday. Things started to go wrong, and then he lost 7 games in a row. If he goes on that kind of run again, he might not make it.
Nothing would surprise me at the Super Series. Now, following this one, as you rightly mentioned, Nico, Colin Osborne's facing Ryan Finesse, and it would be Ryan's first game and Colin's second. Do you think that's a huge advantage or just a little bit of an advantage?
I think it is, actually, because if you think about how cold Ryan Finesse was at the start of last night when he played in game 2 against Martijn, he lost 4-0.
Yeah.
He didn't play badly, but he played better at points later in the night.
100.
And that is exactly what I was going to get to. Because of that defeat in the opening game, like I say, he averaged over 91, so it wasn't a particularly poor
98.
performance.
Adam, you require
And
72.
the fact that Colin will be buoyed from getting a win against Blommer.
Game shot of the first leg, Adam
One Adam,
Lipscomb.
15 dart hold.
Yeah, very nice. Started pretty well yesterday against Blommer
Second
in
leg,
game
Martijn
1.
to throw first. Game
And
on.
funnily enough, that is the last game of the group. I just wonder
If that
how
will
much is going to be on it.
Yeah. That could well be one of those straight shootout games.
Well, yesterday Adam
60.
had a big baby dart shirt on, and that is not some sort of crazy statement from a crazy commentator. He actually did have a dart shirt on with a big baby on it, which had a nice tattoo. Only in darts.
97.
He's changed his tactic tonight because he felt like it was too warm. That approach, I'm impressed with it, because some people would be too stubborn and say, "Do you know what? I want to wear the dart shirt with, that I've paid for." He's taken comfort
100.
over style. I like that.
Yeah.
He might not perspire as much tonight, and he's going to need all his energy if he wants to make Saturday, which would fill this place. Now, I'm not ignoring the fact that Martijn Dracht has just hit 6 treble 20s in a row.
Not for the first time this week.
We actually talked with him earlier.
30.
Had he hit that double
Right on your
12
bar,
earlier in the
81.
week, it would have been his first ever 9-darter.
He was saying to us that he's missed it on the Challenge Tour, and he's missed it a couple of times locally in local competitions.
49.
But he's yet to hit one. And he admitted, not even in practice or, when he's just throwing up, when people say, "Well, I've hit a 9," I always go, "What did your opponent want?" During a
67.
spell of practice,
That's on
where
your
you've
bar,
gone
32.
ton, you start moving around the board, you got 180, 180, 141. That's not a 9.
No, it's not. Well, that one spiked a bit.
No score.
I don't think it had an effect on dart 3. But he will return. No harm done yet. But if he gets a 20 here, he's going to have to go 18s. So he went 18s first. That was a really
77.
proactive approach.
Martijn, you require 32.
Leaving a tidy 130 if he gets a go. Ooh, will he get a go?
28.
Well, Willie's not here. He got
Adam, you
eliminated in
require
Group C.
130.
But will he Will he?
No
He
score.
won't. He does a Taylor. Taylor did that twice at
Marathon, you
Minehead
require
once
4.
in going for a 130 against Aidan Kirk. And it might turn this match around.
Didn't he lose that game?
He did.
Yeah.
Well, how does Martijn Dracht hit this shot? He's almost standing in Southampton.
Big Adam keeping an eye on his, make sure he's towing the line.
2.
Wasn't a bad try, that.
Adam, you require 130.
Take 2. Ball.
Can't bust it.
87.
Well, he could,
Right
but it'd
on
have to be a
your
really
two.
bad dart, Nico.
Yeah, absolutely.
Game
That's a
on the
great
second
shot
leg,
from Martijn. It's a
Martijn
22
Dracht.
darter and probably the most dramatic 8 visit leg we've had this week.
How can you have a 22 dart?
Third leg, Adam, to
with
throw
back-to-back
first.
180s, isn't it?
Game on.
And 130 bust. And 130 missed.
125.
Yeah, who says that 22 darters are boring? I had a funny feeling tonight was going to be
95.
good because we've had a lot of rambunctious noise coming from the players' practice area. And I think,
140.
based on what Scott Baker was saying earlier this afternoon, a lot of the guys this week have been getting along. There's been no animosity anywhere. There's been a great deal of camaraderie. But at the same time, a lot of
140.
passion to compete and to win and to progress.
Although,
56.
a penny for Willie Borland's thoughts.
Might want to give him a wide berth the next 24 hours. He put it in his own hands by beating Peter Hudson, and then after that, lost to KP.
99.
Did have chances, but ultimately, Kevin was too good. And Dracht was the silver medalist in
100.
maximums
Marathon Euro
yesterday,
167.
but he has got the most maximums of anybody in this group this week because he's played
131.
just as many matches as Blommer.
Adam,
Because this is day
Uruguay,
5 for
80.
him. He's got 18 maximums coming into this match. He's now on 20 for the week. As for Lipscomb, he's on double 5 again.
75. Marathon Uruguay 36.
Been a little erratic. Will he pay the price? Double 9. Not the nicest double on the board for that very reason.
28.
He was so close to hitting a
Adam,
14
Uruguay,
there, which would have
5.
been a somewhat serendipitous thing.
3.
But he does get a look at double 4. He's been getting too many chances. Dracht has already missed 11
Marathon
darts at double in this
Uruguay,
match.
8.
Lipscomb 6. That's a good
Games on
shot.
The third leg, Martijn Dracht.
And by hook or by crook, and that's exactly the same as yesterday in game 9. It was very similar, in fact, to the
Well,
last
Martijn
game
to
yesterday between
throw
Osborne and
first.
Blommer. It wasn't
Game
a
on.
quality affair. It was a case of two players who were slightly tired, just trying to get the win.
Yeah, and Martijn Dracht is dodging bullets.
140.
Actually, one of my favourite moments in my commentary career, I was
95.
talking about bullet dodging, and I quoted the great Phil Hellmuth, the poker brat, and somebody clipped it up,
100.
put it on Twitter, and he replied, and he loved it because back in a very, very famous
97.
World Series of Poker fold that he made, I think he laid down ace-king when somebody had aces. When there was an ace on the board as well. And
That is
he says,
just,
I can dodge bullets, baby.
yeah.
And it's one of the great poker
97.
memories of all time. And it follows him around.
Yeah, when I used to use Twitter a good few years ago now, I used to
125.
interact a lot with
Marathon
Phil
Uruguay,
talking about
164.
not just that hand, but other hands of the time and how do you lay it down? And
94.
well, there's a reason that the same people win multiple tournaments. We were talking about the North American Open a little earlier, which for those of you who don't know, it was in Vegas. It was best of 3, bull up, every leg, double start, 301. Eric won it 5 times.
132.
When people say, "Oh, poker's about luck," well, the fact that Helmuth has so many gold bracelets and Phil Ivey and
45.
I mean, there's just so many
Out of
great
Uruguay,
players.
52.
Well, we lost the great Doyle Brunson recently, and
Yeah.
he was one of the greatest of
Game
them
from the
all.
4th leg, Adam Lipscomb.
Well, you know you're a great participant and person in a sport or game when you have
Fifth leg, Adam
something next to your
throw
name
first.
that is synonymous
Game on.
with you. Doyle was 10 deuce. That was his hand. He won multiple bracelets with
60.
that hand. When it comes to darts, we associate double 14 with Mensa Sulevic and 138 checkout with Keith Deller. With Phil Hellmuth,
83.
it's actually got a bit of a darts connotation because his winning hand in the World Series main event back in the late 80s was 2 nines.
100.
Yeah. Daniel Negreanu, another one. Just
140.
just the reads they get. You wouldn't need a lie detector with them guys.
He's a
They could
scary
just,
thinker.
yeah.
99.
Yeah, I grew up watching Eric Lindgren, Antonio Asfandiari, Daniel Negreanu, and
Was Eric the guy that gave all the money to
140.
charity, wasn't he? Is that the guy that was already really wealthy? And
oh, you're thinking of Eric Seidel.
that's it. Eric,
Yeah.
I knew it was Eric. Yeah.
53.
I
Right on
think
your
he's got
wire,
5 bracelets,
138.
but he was really good at horse,
Yeah.
which is all of the different types of cards. Double 12. Oh, it's a 138. Look,
126.
but done the modern way. This one is precarious
99.
for now.
Marathon Uruguay,
Because if
12.
Martine hits this double 6, it will be a break of throw, and Lipscomb will be in trouble. This has plagued him all week, this right-hand side of the board.
Double 10 especially has been an absolute mare for him.
6.
Low and right. That is the
Adam
story of his
Uruguay,
week.
90.
And we have seen this check out on the bullseye by Willie Borland yesterday. Double 5. He's
Game
found
from
it.
the 5th leg, Adam
And now it's
Lipscomb.
3-2 Lipscomb. The complexity has completely changed in the last 6
Sixth leg,
darts.
Marathon to
Absolute
throw
huge
first. Game on.
turnaround.
Now we're thinking about Lipscomb getting to 4 points, which would be the same as Osborne,
96.
the same as Blommer, and Dracht would have 3 games left and only a 4-point cushion
44.
like overnight. Is there a little bit of pressure on Martine to get to double figures early to take the pressure off himself?
Yeah.
96.
I've been in that same situation where you just know you need one win, and it's a bit like getting a win in double, and it's getting over the line. You just naturally tighten up.
60.
Well, just imagine the situation if he loses this game, he loses the next game, and the game after that, and then all of a sudden you've had 3 cracks of the whip to get to 10 points and you
83.
haven't done it. Now, if he does get to 10 points in this contest, winning this leg and the next,
125.
everybody apart from Ryan Finesse has got 3 games left, and the best points total they can get is 10,
Yep.
which means that on 10 points with 3 games to go,
58.
1 game from 3 to pretty much win the group.
He needs one treble and a 25, and
55.
this one looks likely to go all the way, Paul. And it's just about right, I suppose.
It was the same yesterday.
140.
This double, funnily enough, should be a friend to him because of the way the darts go in.
Yeah.
If he kisses that outside wire,
45.
all he's got to do is throw on the
Marathon
same line,
Uruguay,
and
28.
it'll just slide its way in there. That's actually not a bad lie.
14.
He got very close.
Now, Adam wants to stay switched on here because double 7 is far from a gimme.
Before he goes for this double 7, we need to look at this.
42. Marathon, you require 14.
He's missed 19 darts at a double.
Staggering.
He's gone for the split. Try to go back to a double that has worked.
12.
And the missed double count grows.
Adam, you require
and Lipscomb,
130.
ironically, is on 130 to win the match. That was his third attempt at this finish in this game.
One he's bust, one he's missed the ball
82.
on.
Marathon, you require
he's
2.
hit this as well. Can he hit it again?
No score.
Well, I think Britney Spears may have written a song that was quite
Adam, you
close to that,
require
but it didn't
48.
sound like, oops, I can't hit it again.
Was a bit of an oops moment.
28.
And Lipscomb's had his chance to win it 4-2.
Marathon, you require 2.
This has got me spinning around, baby, like Kylie Minogue.
Game
And it's
on the
3-3. Look how much it
play.
means to him. He wants to get the job done as soon as possible. But let's face it,
7th
if
and
he is
final
gonna
leg,
lose
Adam
this
to
game,
throw first.
losing
Game
it
on.
tight is not the worst thing because leg difference-wise, he's on plus 10.
45.
The next person in leg difference of anybody is Colin Osborne on all square. He's 10 legs ahead.
Yep. And even in
41.
defeat here, if that is the case, he'd still be 9 ahead, which is more than a one-game swing.
Golden rule of the Super Series.
87.
I live by this statement. It's so appropriate. Win big, lose tight. Get your 4-1s and your 4-0s.
100.
And every now and again, if you are going to lose 4-3. That's what it means. In a week
40.
where we've seen the leg difference record in Group A broken handsomely by Christian Kist, plus 36. And let's not forget how good Scott Baker was in leg difference in Group C. He went slightly under the radar with plus 24.
Yeah,
84.
in a 2-day group.
Now,
I mean, he could well have, if he'd have played how he played in a Group A, he could have been around that. I mean, that's right on that
100.
kind of number, isn't it?
it genuinely is. Now, if we discount Tommy Morris and we talk about the next person who qualified with him, Peter Hudson, Scott Baker beat Peter Hudson in leg difference
70.
by 21 legs.
Wowzers.
How did we not talk about that this afternoon?
99.
Well, there was so much going on that it's gone under the radar.
Oh, Adam's on 130 again.
Well, we'll change his name from Big Baby to
125. Adam, you require 130.
Little Fish.
Surely. It's written in the stars. Wow, that was
105.
close. If Martijn Dracht hits this 81, he's a charmed man.
Marathon, you require
He's dodged
81.
3 130 finishes. He's actually dodged 4.
Multiple match darts. Can he find the button?
No, he can't.
44.
He hits a 13.
Adam,
Unlucky
you
for
require
some.
25.
Double 11.
3.
Wow. I can't take this
Marathon,
game
you
anymore.
require 37.
Somebody please end it. It's been going for nearly 20 minutes, and it's been sweat-inducing since dart 4.
I'm tired and not even playing.
Is it over?
21.
It's not.
Adam,
He's
you
now
require
missed
22.
29 darts at a double in this game. That is going to impact his evening. It has to. And maybe
Game,
that
shot,
one will
and a
as
match,
well.
Adam
Lipscomb is
Lipscomb.
very much in the fight. He wants to be part of this great spirit from the players. But it can't be ignored that Martijn Dracht had so many chances to win the game, and he missed 29 darts at a double. In fact, Adam missed 13. But it's probably the most eventful 77 average win I've ever seen. Well, it was good, but it may not be as good as Osborne versus Finesse, which is next.
Every Saturday, we open our doors for our weekly finals night.
For a unique and intimate darts experience.
Meet the Dart Stars and even the team off the telly
Here at our purpose-built venue in Portsmouth.
every single Saturday evening.
Tickets can be booked via this QR code.
Or at www.dartshop.tv for a very small booking fee.
Follow us at MSS Darts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and TikTok.
For all the latest ticketing news.
All you need to do, log on, book, turn up, and the action gets underway from 7:30 p.m.
So what are you waiting for?
Get your tickets to the darts.
We look forward to welcoming you to the MODUS Super Series very soon.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where before the break we saw, well, just a tad bit of drama. Adam Litskin getting the better of Martijn Dracht by 4 legs to 3. That inflicts the first defeat in this group upon Dracht, but what it means below him is that every single player is on 4 points. It's going to be a dramatic race to the line, that is for sure. As the evening develops, our third match of the evening sees Ryan Finesse up against Colin Osborne. Watching this one, it is Paul and Chris.
Thanks, Henry. Yep, it's been Paul and Chris all week, pal. I think you need to lay off the coffee. Those double espressos ain't doing you no good whatsoever. And this is a massive game in terms of qualification, Nico.
Yeah, things have
First leg,
taken a bit of a
Colin to
turn
throw
here
first.
in Group B.
Game on.
We have our leader on 8 points, and we now have the other 4 on 4. So, let battle commence. And the only person who's got 4 games left is Ryan Finesse,
41.
or as somebody on Twitter called him, Blast.
Richie Benno would enjoy that one. All the falls.
Yeah.
140.
I'm waving my hand from side to side. You can't get an 8.
What did you call me?
99.
Well,
Oh, but we can definitely get a 6, and the winner of this is going to move on to 6.
yeah, too right. It has been a really exciting group so far,
55.
and the conclusion could be even more exciting. It hasn't been the highest quality group, but it's bringing drama to a standard that doesn't usually
131.
do that. I said at the end of the last game that it was probably the best and most dramatic 77 average game I've ever seen.
Listen, we love the big averages, but when you get a
140.
game like that, listen, if you love sport, that is sport. It's got everything: pressure, drama.
Well, one of the greatest sports commentators on planet Earth, in Peter Drury, once coined darts as raw sport. So true.
We love Peter. I actually got. I actually worked with him.
98. Colin, you require 50.
I'm not starstruck very often, but wow. And we both had the absolute honour and pleasure of working with Jim Proudfoot, of course.
Yeah.
Ryan, you
All
require
hail Jim.
68.
Yeah, that was one of those bow down moments. Is Colin Osborne going to be bowing down to tops?
28.
Sneakily, I think Ryan was trying to
Colin,
lead
you
double
require
16.
40.
That was a somewhat cagey single. Both on tops,
Game shot of the first
Now
leg.
Colin has won.
Osborne.
in a search for 4 legs, not just 4 points.
Well, he's doubled his tally
Second leg, Ryan to
maxes.
throw first. Game
in
on.
his opening 2 matches of the night, Nico. He only hit 1 yesterday. He's at 2 already tonight.
40.
I talked about the perplexing nature of his stats from yesterday. Did have one of the best individual performances yesterday in his first game.
78.
Averaged almost 99. But it looks pretty decent to start the night. And it's so weird
140.
that when you play statistically the best, it's not a recipe for success. Sometimes you've just got to get down and dirty and
98.
win the 23 darters or the 19 darters. It's not just about sticking in those 100 averages.
Well, these two statistically, in terms of averages, were right up there, but they also had the fewest darts at doubles between them.
Correct. Ryan Finesse yesterday, 8 hits from 23. Osborne, 10 hits from 26. The other 3 players got more darts at double. And don't get me started on Martijn Dracht now,
100.
because after that last game, his total number of darts at double in this group is getting ridiculous.
90. Ryan, you require 81.
I'll be really interested to see if I need to do a stat sheet tomorrow for Dracht and Hudson as far as their amount of darts at double are concerned, because they've both been doing the same thing. That's a good leave
49.
for Ryan.
Colin, you require
if
135.
he returns in his penguin shirt. He does return. He had flamingos on yesterday.
Yeah.
He's gone from... Oh, where do flamingos...
76.
South America.
Ryan, you
It's the
require
salt flats
32.
that they like.
Game on the
They're
second leg,
actually-
Ryan Furness.
They're actually. Is it the reason that they're the colour they are is because of they eat
Third leg,
prawns?
Colin to throw first.
They actually
Game on.
aren't pink
No, they're
until
dyed.
they eat a certain algae,
Yeah.
which is red, and they eat so much of it that their pigment changes.
That's
So when you look at a baby
45.
flamingo, I think they're grey.
Yeah.
But as far as penguins are concerned, they start off dark grey, and then they shed their fur and turn into those
44.
beautiful king penguins that everybody loves. Having said that, the penguins on Ryan's shirt have ice skates on, because that makes sense.
81.
We don't second guess.
But it's fun, isn't it? He actually brought that shirt here tonight in its wrapper. It's brand new.
60.
I quite like it.
Hey, anything different? I like when they introduced. Golf was a bit
43.
stuffy, wasn't it? And when we seen the big bright clothes, it almost made it more accessible to the common man, and there's more of a
59.
connection, and I like that.
Yeah, I've been doing a bit of research about that today, actually, because, I'm a big golfer, and Colin's played a bit of golf in his time as well, but it's somewhat
So is Ryan.
a bit of an elitist sport, isn't it?
Yep.
But there's a course
140.
in Western Pennsylvania. Apparently, it's the only place in the world where golf is completely free. Anybody can play there for nothing.
180.
I like that.
Yeah, and it's really inclusive. Everybody can play, and there's no discrimination about handicaps and things like that.
140.
I do watch a
Ryan,
YouTuber.
you require
and I'll try
158.
to remember his name in a moment. That actually goes around golf courses with like a £80 set of golf clubs and sees the difference between that
94.
and using
Colin, you require 52.
kind of clubs you buy, Nico.
I can't afford the ones that Mervyn King's got. Aussie's looking at tens.
Not got one of them
42.
pink gold putters, is he?
He hasn't.
Ryan, you require
But
64.
he has got some clubs from Parsons Extreme Golf. Way out of my price range. Double top for Blast.
24.
I don't think he's
Colin, you
got
require 10.
a nickname because he hasn't got one posted all over his shirt, but Blast Finesse.
Like it.
It's got a nice little... It's not mine, it's somebody on social media. I think it was Mark Marlowe that said something about it.
6.
Missed opportunity.
Ryan, you require
This-
40.
Was a feature of last night, and that is why he ended up at the foot of the
Games on the
table
third leg, Ryan
on 2
Furness.
points. Ryan Furness steps in, breaks throw, and says, "Thank you very much, pal."
And you mentioned the trends
Fourth
from
leg, Ryan
yesterday.
to throw
Osborne won his
first.
first game, then lost the next
Game on.
3. That can't happen again.
Nope.
4 points, he's not going through. At this stage,
58.
we can guesstimate what is going to get you through. And for the people in the chasing pack, 8
Nailed on.
with a decent leg
100.
difference.
6 possibly, depending on the
Yeah.
results.
But the fact that everybody's got 4 behind Martijn Dracht,
140.
it does lend itself to somebody maybe getting 8 and maybe getting squeezed.
Yep. Or we could end up with
55.
multiple players on the same points, and it will, as you say, Nico, come down to leg difference. So all to play for.
95.
For that very reason, because the table is the way it is, I think the standard tonight's going to be really nervy.
Well, this I love Group B because of its
83.
nature in throwing up these kind of permutations. Leaves me and Nico scratching our head at times, trying to work out the variables, but
94.
you don't have to worry about it at home. We'll take care of that.
When you've done as many Group Bs as we have, you think you've seen them all. He's got 143. And he might be looking at the bull. I mean, well, that's better than the bullseye, isn't it?
Ryan, you require 114.
You mentioned about the amount of Group Bs we've done. We were trying to work it out. We don't think there's too many people in World Darts that's commentated on as many matches.
86.
Too right. 104 games a week we do here.
Worked it out that it's over 2,000 I've done at the
61.
Super Series and then
Ryan,
Live
you
League.
require 72.
This is game 88 of the week. And that's a particularly fortunate number in certain cultures.
36.
72 is not
Colin,
for
you
Ryan.
require 25.
Opportunity to hit straight back. There's the 9.
Game shot on the
There's
floor
the
by
ace.
Colin Osborne.
2 of them for 2-2. We are deadlocked in our 400th game.
Fifth leg,
of
Colin
this series.
to throw first.
Just this series.
Game on.
Quite a way to go.
And this is Series 4, by the way.
No shortage of drama when it comes to watching darts from Portsmouth, that's
60.
for sure. And as we complete Friday night and go into Saturday, we are reaching the 1/3 point of Super Series 4.
100.
We've got 848 games to go before we solidify who plays in week 13 at the end of July.
40.
Bad, isn't it?
Just can't get enough. Like Depeche Mode.
100.
Can't get enough of that. That's for sure.
Osborne is in a little spot of bother here
Well,
because Furness has
77.
got the jump on him.
You can't sort of guess with form. It comes and goes, and there's no rhyme or reason. You can be confident, you can be playing a lot, and then
57.
all of a sudden you just come off the top. And I just think this week may have come at a bad time for Colin, because my big worry is that the lack of scoring
40.
power from him
Ryan, you require 164.
creeped into his game last night.
Yes, it did. You could say that he got away with one in game 1 against Blommer.
100.
And because of Ryan's experience of playing late night darts with us in Southampton and here, he's made Saturdays before, just like Colin. He's a tricky customer to dispose of.
Well, because of his work
140.
schedule,
Ryan, you
he's
require
predominantly
64.
played the Thursday and Friday nights, hasn't he?
It's double 16.
Game shot
And
on the
Furness
fifth leg,
takes the lead with a
Ryan
break and
Furness.
throw. So Osborne is put into a very precarious position now.
Sixth leg, Ryan to throw
Interestingly-
first. Game on.
If Furness holds here for 4-2, it will be his second win over Osborne in 24
60.
hours. He will go to 6 points and second position in the table. His leg difference would improve to -3. Osborne's would go to -2, which is exactly the same as
100.
Blommer and Lipscomb with the same amount of points. This is getting a little silly.
And of course, Colin would have played one more
45.
game than everybody else.
Yeah, when you look at the Premier League table towards the end of the season, you saw the people who had played that extra game, how Arsenal were looking at Manchester City when they were in their game in hand, and all they could do was
55.
bite their nails. They couldn't do anything about it. Osborne might be in exactly the same position.
He may have to rely on someone else doing him a favour.
Yeah, he might hate Ryan right now,
58.
but for the rest of the night, you might like him.
Well, he will be hoping, if he does lose this match, for Martine
59.
and Ryan to run away with it, bash everybody else up, and then he's just going to be involved in a tussle with Blommer and Lipscomb for the
60.
final place.
If I was in his shoes, that's exactly what I'd think. You know what? I don't care about first place now. I just want to get top 3. Has to be said, though, Ryan Finesse has not taken his chance here.
121.
Having the darts in leg 6. He's been left in Osborne's dust for now. Not for long. Not for long. He knows a thing or two about pressure 180s, does Ryan?
That's his third.
Treble 18.
98.
But it's Finesse
On your
now
bar,
for
98.
the win. He doesn't get a match dart. And Osborne
58.
can survive
Colin
to give
Uruguay,
himself the throw
68.
in the last leg. 68 is a must. His desired double top
Game
comes up
of
trumps.
leg, Colin Osborne.
Look at that. Look at that lovely, confident smile from the wizard.
What a finish under absolute extreme pressure. This
Seventh and
game
final leg, Colin to throw first.
could play out to be the
Game
one
on.
that costs him qualifying or means he qualifies.
Just to give you an indication of who he's got to come after this leg is
100.
completed. Osborne plays Dract in game 6. He will finish his campaign first against Adam Lipscomb
60.
in game 8. And then he will wait and see if he's done enough. He will be the clubhouse leader.
Could have been the biggest 68 finish of the week.
140.
There have been some great finishes this week in certain games. 117 for Hudson
60.
against Painter. That was particularly hurtful. He did it again to him on a ton plus out a couple of days later. Hudson is through to Saturday night for the
42.
very first time. Kist is through via Group A. Scott Baker, not his first time in a Saturday night final with us at
100.
the Super Series. He will be a massive threat.
Colin Osborne has control of this leg and the match.
59.
Although, just needed that one little treble there.
Needed his 4th max, you think.
59. Colin Uruguay,
And because Finesse
160.
has got the worst leg difference, this has great importance, this last leg. It's not an ideal first start. It blocks the bed, and he wants to stay on the 60.
Tried to change the angle.
The bull is the shot.
Yeah.
Get the
Leaves-
bull, you
leaves
leave
it-
75.
25 leaves him a 2-dart finish.
60.
Well thought out. Showed patience there.
Well, again, just had to take his medicine.
Here he goes again.
140.
This
Colin Uruguay,
exchange
100.
is enormous. What a dart.
Game,
What a
shot,
finish.
And the match,
The
Colin
clinical
Osborne.
nature of his last 2 finishes, 68 and 100. Chris Mason said it. That might be the difference in qualifying and not qualifying for one of the best players that the Super Series has ever had. The highest checkout of the match came from Osborne just when he needed it. So he goes to 2nd position on 6 points on his own, and his leg difference will improve to +1. When we come back, it will be match 4 for Dract and Blommer.
Welcome back to the MODUS Super Series, where before the break, Colin Osborne got the better of Ryan Finesse in a last leg decider by 4 legs to 3. So let's have a look and see what that does in terms of the league table, with every player now having played once tonight. Well, Colin Osborne really is making some headway, isn't he, in terms of the league table? He moves himself up to second, moves himself on to 6 points. Martin Drack can confirm his place into the final tomorrow night with a victory here. He takes on Kevin Blommer, one of 3 players in the group, on 4 points. We're going to have some drama for the rest of the night, and definitely watching this one in the commentary box. Paul and Chris.
Yes, we are. 5th meeting of the week between these two. Will they have any more after Friday night? It'll be interesting to see if they do. They will want another meeting tomorrow night, that's for sure, because it will mean they'll be coming through this group, the both of them. But as for who comes through Group B, your guess is as good as mine, but Martin Drack is still in the chairman's chair. After losing his unbeaten streak of 4 games in Group B, he now has to get back on the winning horse. Game 4, Drack and Blommer. And they have had 3 4-2s this week.
First
and
leg,
the
Martin
4-1.
to throw
Everything's
first.
been tight this evening.
Game on.
2-2, isn't it?
It is. This is the decider.
The rubber game. And, well, the win, not so important for Dract yet.
97.
We're not quite pressing the panic button, Nico, but for Blommer, a win here, and he will join
59.
Colin Osborne. I know Colin Osborne will be supporting here, and it will be Martine.
Correct. Doesn't care about top spot anymore.
He will want him
45.
to give Blommer an absolute thumping.
So let's talk about, and I love to do this because, well, let's face it, I've got a microphone in my hand and I can. If we get a win
96.
from Kevin Blommer here, he goes to 6 points to join Colin Osborne. Then we are guaranteed someone getting to 6 points in the next game.
81.
That would leave 1 on 8. 3 on 6, 1 on 4, meaning everybody could still qualify at the halfway
100.
point.
Yep.
That sounds rather good, doesn't it? And the only person who can ruin that is this guy.
It's what we almost,
60.
well, we discussed it. We didn't predict it, but we certainly called it as a potential that at this stage we could end up with everybody locked on the same number,
43.
outside of Dract, of course.
We're not quite at the abacus yet.
No,
We're not quite there.
the shoes and socks have not got to come off yet.
No. Still in the storage cupboard.
78.
But we're on abacus watch.
The door is unlocked.
Yes. I think it's a good thing. Not just for the viewer, but for the players, because when they've got adrenaline, when they're feeling awake because of this situation, they will play better darts. That was a really unfortunate dart from Martine. A second 54 would have given him a shot of 32
Kevin, you require
for the first leg.
Well, they'll be playing on that adrenaline, won't they? They'll be on autopilot. This has been an issue.
Over the top.
Game
Oh,
from the
what a
first
shot.
leg, Kevin.
Wowzers. What a beautiful dart that was.
He's had some bad darts already tonight. A couple of wides,
Second leg,
but
Kevin to
that
throw
makes
first.
up for a lot of ills.
Game on.
From a totally personally selfish point of view, I want Blommer to win. Nothing against Martin.
96.
A great guy, but just to make it great guy. I just want to see it complicated.
140.
More complicated the better.
Yeah, we like seeing him go through the ringer. We had to do it for years.
I remember many a time when we were working in Southampton on nights like tonight,
140.
where I would come out of the commentary box, which I'm usually locked in for about 4 hours, and I'd walk up to our old executive producer and say, "Help me. What's going on with this group?"
140.
But now that we've got 2 commentators in the box, we can bounce off each other and figure it out.
Yeah. And he was good on the 19s the last time he come down. He had 9 of them to leave a double. 98 leaves 167.
58.
So a chance for Drac to hit straight back and break straight back.
It's a great visit.
135.
Ironically, 135 by a Dutchman. One of the pivotal visits of the season so far, when Michael van Gerwen was at the end of the
96.
Premier League
Martin
final
86.
with Gerwin Price. He had 2 135s, which gave him a little bit of distance in picking up that £275,000 cheque and a 7th Premier League.
$38.
Now can Blommer
Kevin, you require 111.
find a bomber?
Aye, aye, aye. 51 and tops.
48.
That was particularly apt for you, that one, Mace. Bomber from Auf
Martin,
Wiedersehen
you
Petty
require
from Bristol.
48.
He was. Don't make them like that anymore, do they?
No, they don't.
16 for double. Hits
Game
back in
on the second
14.
leg, Martin direct.
Does anybody in this building see Martin better than the referee?
Third leg, Martin.
What an
to
accent
throw
our referee's
first.
got. It's
Game on.
incredible. Martin. Absolutely brilliant. I could listen to him talk all day. We love Danny McNamara.
It's a case
43.
we've got to enjoy him while we've got him, because I think he's going to get snapped up.
I agree. He's so good.
81.
The mark of a great referee is just how much he's in control. He's like a world champion at Call of Duty. He's just
59.
never missing a shot.
And a real nice guy, too.
93.
Makes a great bacon sandwich. I hear or I smell. He did it again this morning. Getting ready, and yes, me getting the granola and fruit out. He gets out the
100.
he gets out the bacon.
Yeah, I go in there and knock up a shake, and all I can smell is bacon. And Danny being
59.
Danny, do you want me to knock you one up? No, you're all right, mate. And my brain's going, yeah, take it, mate. Just take the bacon sandwich, kid. It's only a bacon sandwich.
100.
It'll only take you 2 hours to burn it off. Take the bacon sandwich.
Do you know what? I might make him one tomorrow. Being a great housemate this week.
Yeah, always is.
134.
Superb visit. Blommer halves the score. Now he needs a 1-3-4, slightly more complicated way.
40.
Oh, that's a disaster.
Well, it is, because it's given
134.
Blommer 6 at 1-3-4 to lead 2-1.
Sexy, sexy, sexy.
Inch on the third
That
leg,
is the
Kevin
brilliant
Blommer.
way for a 1-3-4. He's done it twice in a row to get a 2-1 lead. Wonderful shot from Blommer.
Fourth leg, Kevin.
It might not
to
be his
throw
biggest
first.
finish of the week, but I tell you what,
Game
it
on.
is his best.
Well, it's approaching the midnight hour, Nico, and that was sexy time.
99.
You love that 51-51 combination.
I do so much. At the early
Whether it
part
be
of my
on
career,
tops or 32.
I was all about leaving double 16 as much as I could, and
96.
I learned those ways from the Australians because they were all about 2 treble 19s for a double, 2 treble 17s for a double. It's the down under way.
99.
146, 257s, 32, 134. That way. I didn't used to do that until I ran into players like Rob Modra and Shane
60.
Tichevich, and some of the guys I played for Australia with, like Brian Roach and Russell Stewart. They taught me that, and it's become ubiquitous in the Northern Hemisphere as well.
81.
Yeah, very, very much so now with the... I have to say, for me, it was the influence of the European players sort of coming up with ways that I certainly never even would have thought of or contemplated. And look at Rob Cross, how he won the Worlds. 140. Treble 20, treble 20, double 10. Oh no. 2 treble 18s, double 16.
100.
That now has become the Rob Cross way.
Sounds like a book, doesn't it? Rob Cross Way.
100. Kevin,
not
you
done
require
bad, has he?
122.
5 years or so.
He's not having a bad season. He's won his first Euro Tour. Now, is this single awkward? He's found it. Bullseye. For 3-1.
97.
Wow.
Maritime, you require 111.
Was seriously close. 92. Double 16. Wow.
Game shot of the fourth leg.
What
Maritime
a
direct.
finish that is. Back-to-back ton plus outs. One for Blommer to break back.
Fifth leg, Maritime to
One for
throw.
Martine
Game on.
to break back.
Superb. From both players. This is a quality game of darts.
60.
Especially towards the end. 100% on doubles for Dracht so far. He's needed to be.
Yeah, it had to be.
140.
This fixture really is an indication of how strong the area of the Netherlands and Belgium is.
81.
Under the elite level. There are so many Dutch dart players on tour. So many Belgians on tour right now. And then there's another level underneath those guys. And this is it.
140.
Well, I've seen that in the host nation qualifiers where I've seen Martine compete, the one where Barry Van Peer came through.
Did you hear the number
100.
of dart players that went to the home nation qualifier in Belgium? It blew us away. 170 players for 2
81.
places.
Wow.
Andy Barton's had to win 7 games just to play in the tournament on the stage.
100. Kevin, you require 140.
Francois Schwein was the other qualifier. He didn't get through the first round, but Andy got through the last 16. Oh, not another one.
120.
Not another one.
Maritime, you
That's what I
require
love about that Euro
160.
Tour, that it springs up names that are new to us, and we get a little look into the future through our PDC
100.
crystal ball. Well, our
Kevin,
PDC
you require
Europe crystal
20.
ball.
Double 5.
Game shot of the
Very
fifth
well
leg, Kevin
done,
Blummer.
because you had somebody on a 2-darter who's not missed a double in the match.
It's a 5th consecutive breaker throw pull.
Six leg Kevin to throw
Things are
first.
getting very dicey
Game
at the top of the table. One more leg, and Blommer, right here, if he wins this leg, he goes to 6 points, and his leg difference
101.
will be all square again. Actually, it's strange. And it is an
59.
indication of just what it's like in this group. But a win for Blommer, and he won't move. He'll stay in 3rd position.
Yep.
60.
Still going to be one leg adrift. If he wins it 4-2, he'd just be one leg adrift of Colin Osborne, but equal on points.
100.
But the word consolidation comes to mind. Getting to 6 points instead of staying on 4 puts pressure on Lipscomb and Finesse, and they play each other next.
23.
This group has got levels. Right now, the saving grace for Dracht is that leg difference.
This is,
Still +9.
yep. Like you say, and it was a very good point you made. If you're going to lose,
60.
just lose by the odd leg. This is going to be a late night, Nico. Get your cocoa out.
96.
Late night Nico. Sounds like a good
There's a tea-
cocoa, that.
There's a TV program there.
59.
Still got the darts after 4 visits. He's going to retain them as well.
100.
A lot of people would have gone bull with the last start to take the bullseye out of play from this finish.
Yeah.
89.
Oh, no.
Kevin, you require 100.
Well, he's left 134, which has been hit in this
Blommer
game,
showed him how to do it.
but it's a really hard out. That's the wrong treble. 19 left.
If he doesn't get a dart,
108.
Wow, if he doesn't get a
Kevin, you
dart
require
now to win the match,
134.
you have paid the price, the ultimate price for chasing the treble.
Well, hitting the double three is a darn sight better than hitting the 19.
40. Kevin, you require 13.
5 for double 4.
That is a really good single.
He certainly made sure of that.
He's living every dart.
No
And he's
score.
hating that one.
Martin, you require 94.
Which route?
He's not sure.
Double-double. There's one.
Game
There's
number
the
6
other one.
leg, Martin direct.
Seriously? He's just hit Kevin Blommer in the ribs with a biggie.
7th and final leg, Martin.
That
to
is
throw
sickening.
first.
And he still
Game
hasn't
on.
missed a double in this match. In fact, he's hit 4 and he's hit 3 to end legs.
97.
3 from 3 is a little misleading, Nico.
He's 100. He's 133% on doubles.
28.
I'll let you argue with the mathematicians out there.
I once said the same thing about Ricky Evans. He was
42.
7 out of 6 on doubles on the European Tour. He'd actually missed one, but had 2 double outs. But I guarantee you that hurt Kevin.
123.
Yeah. Well, he made an absolute mess of it. And again, and I keep saying it, stop chasing the treble, especially. And it's, don't get me wrong,
43.
it's situation dependent. Nico's just loving this 350. Nico's he's gonna call it. No.
Nope.
Yeah, you've got to make sure the 11, Nico, haven't you? You've just got to make sure.
42.
I'm afraid so.
You know, listen, I totally understand it. Well, even then, well, we see it too often for it not to be the right play.
140.
That's a really aggressive hit as well. There was a lovely snap in that throw. He's got the bit between his teeth as Martine.
Are we going to get our first hold?
78.
6 legs played, 6 breaks of throw.
Outrageous. He's not putting a foot wrong here.
130.
He's dancing his way to a match dart. And a gentle reminder, he's not missed a dart at a double so far in this
60.
match. And
Martin
Blommer
Yormar, 43.
is going to feel hollow if he loses this. And he has lost it.
And the match.
That's just
Martin
brilliant
direct.
from Martijn Dracht. He had a chance of keeping himself in the match, and he sprinted towards the end with a very tiny 18 dart hold in leg 7, and he goes to the top of the table with a 4-point gap now. 10 points for him, and Kevin Blommer will have to settle for 4 points alongside Lipscomb and Furness. But that's not going to last for too long, because they're head-to-head next, and one of them is going above him.
Welcome back to the MODUS Super Series, where Martijn Dracht has confirmed his place into tomorrow night's final by getting the better of Kevin Blommer by 4 legs to 3. Well, out of all the games we've seen so far this evening, we have played all but one of the conceivable legs in play. So Ryan Finesse up against Adam Lipscomb, and Chris Mason and Paul Nicholson will probably be describing another 4-3 for us.
Thanks, Henry. Well, Adam Lipscomb has potentially 6 points available. He has 3 matches left to play. This is the
First leg, Ryan,
final
to
match of
throw
our
first.
second cycle of games,
Game on.
Nico. So he can get to 10 points.
So can Ryan.
Yep.
But he's got a worse leg difference
60.
by 4 legs at the minute. It doesn't seem like much. But at the minute, when all the games are going tight,
99.
it seems like a lot.
Well, it's a 4-0 win.
Funnily enough, that's what Ryan could use right now. He has got form for that.
140.
Apart from the fact he lost to Martijn Dracht by 4 legs to 0 yesterday.
44.
Well, so far, Nico, we've played 27 of a possible 28 legs. Our opening match of the night was 4-2. The next 3, all 4-3. Horlicks.
78.
I'll settle for the water.
Other nighttime drinks are available, of course. Brandy. Or
Is that what you go for?
no,
As a nightcap?
80.
no, I don't have anything like that at home.
I tend to go for a chamomile tea.
Big fan
100.
myself.
Ryan
Right.
Warren, 98.
Teas, green tea in the morning.
Double 12.
Game
And this has got Ryan Finesse written all over it
Yeah.
because the amount of times we've watched him on a Friday night under the pump, he just got this
Second
knack
leg, Adam to throw first.
of figuring out
Game
how
on.
to get out of the
Yeah.
jam he's in. He's in 5th position in the table.
He ju-
And he's firmly in the race.
He just
81.
has a way of all of a sudden going through the gears.
As for Lipscomb, he hasn't shown us the same sort of level as Ryan quite yet. It's an interesting
85.
head-to-head, actually, because when they played yesterday, it was Lipscomb's 4-0 win against Ryan that took us by surprise.
55.
They know each other really well, because they play a lot in the Southampton and Portsmouth area, these two.
Yeah, that came in match number 6, didn't it? And it was a
42.
below par performance from Ryan. He was 20 points off the pace of Lipscomb, who averaged 91.09, but he was clinical,
95.
4 out of 6 on the doubles.
We talked a little bit earlier off the air about Ryan, how he's got this lovely level, and he can go into 3
60.
figures. Maybe he doesn't as much as he would like, but every now and again, I categorise his game like it's like a Christmas stock, and most of the stuff that
100.
comes out of that Christmas stocking is great. But every now and again, you're going to get your hands on a lump of coal, something that you don't like. It's not very often.
Or a blood orange.
Yeah. Not very often.
40. Adam Iroquois,
But if he can eliminate that
170.
game, especially tonight, he could be in the top 3.
I think he has to eliminate that.
40.
He won't. It'd be like sucking on a lemon, not a lump of coal.
He's got to turn that lump of coal into a diamond, and he's got no time to work with.
You know what makes
81.
diamonds, Nico,
Adam
don't
Iroquois,
you?
130.
Pressure.
How many times is he going to leave 130
45.
tonight?
Ryan Iroquois, 93.
I'll make that 5. I think Baby Fish is going to be his nickname. Well, apparently, the back of his shirt yesterday said Big Baby.
73.
In fact, his mum has
Adam
been in
Iroquois,
touch and said
85.
he's just baby boy. Isn't that sweet? Isn't that sweet?
He's a big baby boy.
Isn't that
James on the
sweet?
second
That
leg,
is sweet.
Adam Lipscomb.
Yeah, that helps. Last thing you
Third
want to
leg,
do is
Ryan
go
to
2-0
throw
down.
first. Game on.
I'm not sure how much of this I can take, but we're not even at the halfway point yet.
57.
This is going to be a really, really good night.
Going to need some of Henry's coffees.
140.
Of which there are plenty. Special. And he has had a likelihood of 180s tonight. He's going to need to keep sipping from that cup. Or as I once said about our old friend Kyle Anderson, who was having an amazing game on the European Tour once.
95.
I said he was sipping from the cup of brilliant darts juice. Well, sip from that cup tonight and you might find yourself playing again tomorrow. You might even be the first person to play in 2 9-dart shootouts.
129.
That will do very nicely. Averaging in the mid-90s here, Ryan.
60.
So far, Adam is
Require
clinging on.
40.
Double 10.
30.
Bit of a wide, and Lipscomb
Adam,
is
you're
not on 130 for a
121.
change. And he doesn't get a shot of the bullseye either. It's a shame he didn't get a shot at a double because he hasn't missed one
97.
so far in the match.
Ryan, you require 10.
The dirty double. Double 5. But he
King
finds
on the
it.
third leg,
Great
Ryan
little
Fenech.
use of the marker dart. 2-1.
Fourth leg, Adam to throw first. Game on.
If you are looking at the stats tonight, you have to check them about 3 or 4 times to make sure they're actually
100.
correct. And because I look at so many numbers throughout a week, some things just stick out. And the one thing that sticks out more than anything else tonight,
140.
the 2 doubling performances of Martijn Dracht. First game,
123.
he missed 29 darts at double. Next game, he missed 1.
From 6.
100.
Missed 1 double. What changed? That's like holding every putt
84.
and barely any putts in between rounds. And I suppose you could, in a microscopic sense, say that a Group B night is like a golf tournament because it's 4 games, like 4
121.
rounds.
Yep. Well, we often make reference, Nico, to
80. Ryan, you
course
require
management, and
140.
we just call it board management. And we've seen some poor board management from Blommer, and it was costly.
Yeah, execution errors. Board management
60.
question marks.
Adam, you require
Poor decision-making.
114.
Got to be treble 18. And it's tops.
94.
He might rue that one.
Ryan, you require 80.
Double top. That is
Shot of the fourth
huge.
leg, Ryan
3-1
Fenech.
finesse. And he is on the cusp of 6 points.
Well, he's been finessing the doubles as
Fifth leg,
finesse.
Ryan,
Those
to
small,
throw first.
minute adjustments have been outstanding in this match. The one on double 5 and certainly the one there.
59.
Oh, he's starting to see the experience of the man from Salisbury coming to the fore.
83.
Last time Adam was here, he was narrowly edged out from getting to Saturday. He's in a bit of a royal rumble again.
57.
Here's the weird thing about this group. Adam actually went to 3rd position in the table via that Kevin Blommer loss. He elevated
44.
himself in the table without throwing a dart. And if he loses this game by 4 legs to 1,
60.
he will go back to 4th position and Ryan Finesse would jump him.
Ryan
44.
Finesse. or half of his negative leg difference from -6 to -3.
I do beg your pardon. I'm going to retract that statement. Adam would go to the bottom.
58.
He would
Yeah.
be demoted by 2 spots because of the points. And Ryan Finesse would go to third. So they'd actually exchange places at
60.
the halfway point, and everybody's played 2 games at that point. That's a hypothetical for now.
You know how much we love that movie, Trading Places.
Well,
just like-
easy.
Randolph and Mortimer, they said in the spin-off of Trading Places, coming to America, Randolph, we're back.
55. Ryan, you require
And Ryan Finesse
87.
could be back. Just has to go to the treble here, not the single for the bullseye. Very aware of his position.
55.
My favourite scene of that movie, the barbershop scene.
You must be out of your mind. I didn't say it word for
100.
word.
Ryan, you require 32.
Double 16.
Game shot.
And that's our
and the match,
widest
Ryan
margin of the
Finesse.
night. We'd played 27 to 28 legs coming into this game, and that's a very timely win for Ryan Finesse. And at the halfway point here on Friday night, Ryan goes to third position, and all of a sudden it's Blommer and Lipscomb who are the chasers on the outside. When we come back, we'll look at the table, and we will have Colin Osborne against Martijn Dracht.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where it was emphatic from finesse before the break to get the better of Adam Lipscomb by 4 legs to 1. That moves him on to 6 points in this group alongside Colin Osborne. We can actually now have a look at the league standings as we reach the halfway point of our evening action. We know that Martijn Dracht is already through on 10 points, but it's all about the battle for positions 2 and 3, which would be good enough to confirm the final couple of spots into tomorrow night's finale. Well, we're going to see Dracht back in action here at the Live Lounge. He's going to take on Colin Osborne in our 6th game of the evening. Now, usually we'd have our pundit chat, but as we're on just a little bit behind, we thought we'd get the question to the boys in the commentary box and get their assessment of the evening so far.
A somewhat tumultuous night where we've seen a lot of legs. We are going deep into the night. As for Osborne, he will be somewhat pleased with how things have gone so far, because at the halfway point, where everybody's played twice, he now sits in 2nd position. Dracht has found his way to 10 points, 1 win and 1 loss tonight.
First leg,
I
Colin
think he'll
to
still
throw
be happy
first.
sitting at the top.
Game on.
But I think just to take a little bit of extra relief into his last match against Ryan Finesse in Game 9, he'd like to get rid of Colin Osborne.
Now, Nico, we've played 32 of a possible
100.
35 legs. Dracht and Blommer, of course, have been here since 9:30. Well, actually in the building since around 7:30 Monday morning.
100.
Is that going to be an element to how this plays out?
Well, Oki time does have to come into it. And Martijn and Kevin have had more Oki time than anybody
140.
who is still playing this week. We have had Painter and Hudson playing 25 games this week.
58.
Painter gone. Hudson through to his first Saturday night. But that dreaded dart lag, it might bite
100.
someone in the bum. Interestingly, of all of the players coming from Central Europe this week, Philip van Gassa
123.
playing
Colin
25 games.
161.
He looked like he could go again.
Yeah. Although that's I think that's a lot to do with, and we say how big mental fatigue
121.
can play its part. He's the one that gave the least away in terms of emotion. He was emotionless.
Yeah, that was something that
60.
I learned from
Colin
watching him
Uruguay,
this week. It was a
40.
real education as to how to play lots of
Change on the
concurrent
first leg,
days.
Colin
13 dart
Osborne.
start for Osborne. Somebody's woken him up.
Second leg, Martijn to throw first.
Standard-wise tonight,
Game on.
81 in a 4-2 win over Blommer. 83 in a win over Finesse.
100.
Nowhere near his best.
No.
And in fact, a good 4 points to 5 points under his Super Series career record average.
100.
So 88 for over 400 matches. Now, there's something...
Yeah, that's a big sample.
Indeed. Sample size about the size of Ohio.
100.
On that, not Ohio, but on the sample size, if Colin makes the final this week, he will become the person with the most games under his belt
55.
of anybody. He will overtake Robert Owen and will be in a match to try and tie Owen for the most weekly titles, which is 5.
60.
Something does come to mind, though, when it comes to Osborne
84.
and Robert Owen, two of the greats. Neither of them have won a Champions Week. Not here. We did have Champions Weeks in
60.
Southampton. There were 4 weeks of qualifying, then a Champions Week. But this is a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, we're getting the best
78.
over the course of a 12-week period, and then they're just thrown in together. And only the strongest survive.
55.
Real chance here. Colin Osborne. So put a hole in this 184. May go 18s.
There is an argument for bull here.
Yep.
Leaves 79. That's taking the bullseye out of play.
98. Marathon, you require
Whereas on 86, the bullseye is very much in play.
That's a horrible dart for him. But what an adjustment.
101.
Wow, the line was
Colin, you
spot on.
require 86.
Will it be the bull or will it be double 16? The question still remains.
61.
On the green.
Marathon, you require 25.
Not in the hole.
Wants to get it on the green. Wow, that was closer to the treble. That shook him up.
It's in the rough.
Somebody get the sand wedge out.
21.
He's in the trap.
Colin, you require 25.
He might just be 2 down. With 5 to play.
9.
That is costly.
Marathon, you require 4.
How many games are we going to get like this tonight? I'm going to tally up his doubling in a minute, and it's going to make for dizzying reading. There it is.
On the second
A
leg,
great hit.
Marathon direct.
24 darts, and Osborne will be seething with that one.
Don't even know how he's
Third leg, Colin to throw
found
first.
the target.
Game on.
All his dart setup. Surely he couldn't have seen it from that angle. Maybe he just dinked it over the top.
45.
Well, it's a very apt time to see how many darts at double Martine's had this week. 'Cause it's 222.
140.
The twos.
222.
He'd be going quackers if he misses any more.
I think Peter Hudson could probably give him a run for his money.
97.
I haven't quite totaled up what he did in Group C yet. But it was kind of ridiculous. He actually had,
40.
prior to today, 190 shots at double. And I am pretty sure he did have more than 30 shots at double today.
Yeah.
59.
Now, if Martine is through and Peter's through, you might want to be part of our coverage from 7:30 on the MODUS Super Series YouTube channel.
81.
And we will give you definitive figures as to how many shots they've had at double, because those two have had more than anybody else.
Well, Blommer's had exactly
100.
21 darts at a double.
Losing the
70.
line but recovering well and leaving a 170, something that we haven't had this week. Wasn't comfortable there, and Colin, with his experience, decides to retreat. Was that a good decision? Just like Stone Cold Steve Austin, that. Heck yeah.
180. Marathon, you require 170.
That is an amazing 180, and it has to be one of the best of the week.
And he's not hit many, has he?
95.
Not at all.
Require
But the
20.
ability to step back and then hit it.
That's only his third
Gains
in
on
this
the third
Group B
leg, Colin
campaign.
Osborne.
And to convert the double. A somewhat awkward double 5, and it's a break of throw. He
Fourth
thought
leg,
it was
Marathon
anyway, and
to
so did I.
throw first.
I followed you, Colin,
on.
so it's all your fault. That will definitely give him some confidence, knowing that if he's not comfortable, he can still do exactly what he wants to
59.
do.
Yeah, should be 3-0 up though, shouldn't he? Fluffed his lines on the 25. A 4-0 win would put him in a wonderful position. It would have put him 8 clear
45.
in terms of leg difference to his nearest rivals, who are Burness and Blommer.
And they play
99.
each other next. The way this has worked out with the schedule is frightening.
100.
What we may actually see happen is Finesse and Osborne getting distance between themselves and the bottom two over the next
60.
couple of matches. Colin wins, he goes to 8.
Well, that would be the perfect storm for him, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Finesse wins, he goes to 8. There's a 4-point cushion all of a sudden.
134.
And that would get it done.
Yeah.
180.
Well, somebody's fired up. Maybe because it's just after midnight. Maybe he's one of those gremlins. You're not supposed to give them water after midnight. Or feed them. Or shine bright lights in their eyes. We've just covered 2 of those. Just a bit of a reset there for Colin. When he dropped the dart, it messes with your little dance up to the oche. If you're not comfortable, stand still for a few seconds.
58. Marathon Uruguay 103.
Ironically, 164 is the biggest finish of the week by Martijn Dracht.
Bit of his own medicine. Ooh, 54 and ball.
139.
Oh
Marathon
boy,
Uruguay 56.
that was very, very close. Use that one.
16.
And it didn't cushion its way in. Osborne gets
Colin
another
Uruguay,
chance
25.
for 3-1.
This will be a break. 9. Can he do it this time? Should be able to use that dart.
9.
When
Marathon
he's needed a
Uruguay,
key double,
40.
he's been much better at tops and 10s as opposed to 8s. 2 markers. How
No score.
has that not cushioned its way in? That's 5 darts at tops to win the leg.
And they've
Colin Uruguay,
and neither of them have been
16.
more than a couple of mil away.
Game shot
Osborne wins the leg and it's 3-1.
Osborne.
He's prospectively 1 leg away from qualifying with a game to spare, because if the Wizard wins,
Fifth
he
leg, Colin
just says to Ryan
Thorford.
Finesse as they pass each other in
Game
the
on.
hallway, go on Ryan, get it done. And then all of a sudden we've got 3 games left and everybody knows what's happening tomorrow.
Started the night at the foot of the table
100.
with Adam Lipscomb. Showed his class tonight. He's out to graft, though. That's for sure.
There's one thing he knows about, it's graft.
100.
When his game started to fall apart, he had faith. He sought help. He was someone who said,
59.
I don't want to give up, but I can't do it on my own. And when he figured it out with somebody else, he started to put in the miles, the yards, the hard graft,
96.
the time on his own and with other people. And this is what you've got. You've got Colin Osborne 2.0.
Yeah, and that's the difference. Some of us just don't have that
125.
drive and dedication left. All that hunger. He's starving.
60.
He's had great backing along the way as well.
Yeah, he's had some great sponsors, hasn't he?
Yeah, Winmore especially, the dart company that provides our boards, of course. They've stuck by him. They've given him everything he's needed. And he is not shy in telling them thank you and what they've done for him. One more hurrah. Or one last hurrah. I'm not going to say last, because he's only 47.
81.
Yeah, he's got plenty of time, remember. You're right. Didn't win his first world title until he was 49.
And it wasn't that long ago.
60.
And he's made
Colin, you require
millions
136.
in the last 5 years. Well, Osborne resets again.
And of course, a win doesn't guarantee Colin through, but as Paul eloquently said, him and Furness will pass each other, and then it's down to Furness to get the win, and then it's job done.
And he will be a favourite as well. Because Blommer
41.
has been punching smoke the last few games.
Clouds. I like that, Nick.
96. Colin, you require 95.
What does he choose? 19s? Double 19.
Game.
Without
shot,
messing
and
as
the
well.
match,
He's done his
Colin
job.
Osborne.
Now, if he's done a favour by his mate Ryan Furness, it means that Blommer and Lipscomb will be out. So, Martijn Dracht, he probably doesn't mind. He didn't want to lose the game, but the fact of the matter is, he will still want to win the group. And he's got people on his tail now in the form of Osborne. Now it's over to Furness to see if he can finish the job. He plays Blommer next.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where before the break we saw Colin Osborne get the better of Martijn Dracht by 4 legs to 1. And so Osborne on 8 points in the group. Next up, Ryan Finesse against Kevin Blommer as the race for qualification intensifies. Watching this one, Chris and Paul.
Let the plot thicken then as we go into game number 7. Ryan Finesse and Osborne could be on 8 points at the conclusion of this game, and it would demote Blommer because with only 1 game left, he could only get to 6 points. However, Adam Lipscomb can get to 8 if he wins his last 2, but he'd need to beat Osborne and Blommer.
To throw
And
first.
heavily.
Game on.
Correct. The chances for Lipscomb, if Ryan Finesse wins this game, are about as skinny
140.
as Henry Deacon's skinny latte. Without the whipped cream.
81.
Got to say that Ryan's played some decent stuff tonight. 85 average in defeat to Osborne, then 87 in beating Lipscomb, but 4 out of 9 on the doubles, and some good finishing in there has got him in a very strong position, and jumping from 5th to 3rd after that one. Now he is very much in the
93.
ascendancy.
For me, it feels like Blommer has just hit a bit of a brick wall, and that brick wall right now is Ryan Finesse.
Do you remember that game show, The Wall,
57.
where
Ryan
everybody had
O'Connor,
to try and fit
81.
through the shapes? You can't find the shape. And when you consider how
49.
strong he was in Group A, he had 22 points in the first 3 days.
He looked the man.
100. Ryan
He did.
O'Connor, 32.
A couple of things wrong. He lost to Christian Kist twice. That's it.
16.
I wasn't sure Ryan Finesse could hit
Kevin,
that.
you require 170.
And I'm not sure we're going to get a 170, you know. We've been
41.
enticed with lots of 130s and 170s over the last couple of days. Very few of them have been hit. No 170s so far.
Game
But we
shot on
do
the
have
first leg,
double eight.
Ryan Finesse.
3rd dart syndrome there for Ryan Finesse.
That's probably what
Second leg,
brought
Kevin to
his
throw first. Game on.
average is down a touch.
Yeah, that was an 18 darter
83.
in the end. But it could have been something a lot less than that. He doesn't
57.
mind if he gets 4 legs in this contest. He's not really bothered. Leg difference-wise, doesn't really make much difference at the minute.
100.
His last game is against Dracht in Game 9, and he's safe. And we've already seen a sign potentially from Martijn that
140.
the adrenaline is gone because he averaged 73 in that last match. That happened a little bit later on in Group A as well.
Yeah.
100.
And a player knows they're either done or their race is run. They're still going through the motion, but the intensity levels drop off.
81.
That was a great look at the differing angle of entry between the two players.
96.
Ryan Finesse is there just across himself, but he does stand right. So if he did move to the middle of the
59.
hockey, they
Kevin,
would
you require
go in straight, of course.
122.
That's something that Peter Wright has tried to correct over the years, but after a while he just started to
90.
embrace it.
Ryan, you require 164.
That's the only similarity between me and
128.
Maybe.
Kevin, you require
a
32.
couple of world titles.
Through the posts,
No score.
he hits the post,
Ryan,
and
you
Finesse
require
can take full
36.
advantage. Scored 128 to leave this.
Game shot
And
the
takes
second
out the
leg, Ryan
36
Furness.
with no trouble whatsoever.
Well, it was drama-free, and that's what he needs, Paul.
Third leg,
I
Ryan
ever told
to
you that
throw
you say
first.
that word better than
Game
anybody
on.
on the planet? Drama.
Oh, it's probably because I've had plenty of it in my life.
96.
The ideal scenario for Ryan is a massive win to take his leg difference into the positive. And Lipscomb would be forced
59.
to go bananas against Osborne.
And against Blommer.
If he doesn't against Osborne and it's all said and done,
93.
I fear that that 10th game could be two players who are completely out of fuel.
And out of the week.
23.
If Finesse is going to be playing on Saturday night and he had Flamingos on yesterday, Penguins today, what on earth is he going to wear
58.
tomorrow? Dolphins?
Pheasants.
Not Flamingos and Penguins.
100.
It seems to be,
That's a bird thing.
yeah. But not the kind that you would see down the park.
Well, not in this country anyway.
81.
I don't think he's going to have anything small, because Flamingos and Penguins are very, very big.
43.
Vultures. Now there's a big bird. You've got to be a vulture when you're playing here at the Super Series because only one person can snag that £5,000.
30.
Can't share it. Vultures don't share.
Needs a 2 travel visit. There's one of them.
86. Ryan, you require
There's another. But it's only
143.
worth 9, and it's not enough.
That's a very handy treble.
83.
Well, that's not the end of the world, that actually.
Nope. If it's the single 10 would have left a 2 darter either way, so
78.
I'm with you, Mace. I think
Ryan, you require
Blommus hit the wall.
60.
yeah.
All the rhythm has gone from his throat. Double 10.
40. Kevin, you require
He needs something to
112.
happen, and it needs to be now.
Needs a blast of adrenaline, doesn't he? Some dopamine.
Ask, and you
Game
shall
shot the third
receive.
leg, Kevin Blummer.
Where has that come from? In this game, bonkers.
He's at nothing in this game.
No. That's
Fourth
his,
leg, Kevin to throw
I
first.
think that's his highest
Game
score.
Let's find out, shall we? Because he's had 5 ton plus
140.
throws, and he's just completely screwed it up there by hitting a 140. So we'll forget about that search for his biggest score,
100.
because he's just had it.
Well, prior to the 140, the 112 was his biggest score.
And there you have it.
58.
4 tons, straight tons, and the 112 finish.
Finesse pays the
100.
price for missing those 2 darts at double. And in this game, he's missed 7 already. Now, if you are coming through these best of 7 leg matches,
95.
you sometimes have to calculate in your own head how many you're realistically going to get. Dracked in game 2, he had 32 darts at a double.
48.
That's something that isn't going to happen very often. That might happen once a month in a game here, never mind once a session.
And I suppose you'd think
25.
3 on throw, maybe the odd 1 against. So
You want to
well,
get it. You want to get at least 10.
15 seems
57.
well, between 12 and 15, I think, is the mean average.
Yeah,
We see it a lot, don't we? 4 from 15.
but if you want to play at the level that you
96.
ask of yourself and the conversion rate that you would want from yourself, 10 or 11.
Yeah. Well, 4 from 12
96.
in terms of golf all over again is par.
Agreed. Bullseye.
44.
And a chance for Finesse to put
Ryan, you
right
require
what
100.
went wrong in the previous leg. The ideal start. The ideal
Games on the
finish.
fourth leg, Ryan Furness.
And that is a break back. Just when he
Fifth
gets
leg,
that
Ryan
adrenaline
to
hit,
throw first.
Finesse just seems
Game
to
on.
have a bulletproof vest on.
Well, he's just, with that finish, poured water all over it.
100.
Dampened the desire.
96.
Is there going to be another twist when the local boy Lipscomb comes back in game 8 to take on Osborne?
57.
He needs 2 wins, and he needs them to be big. Does he have the capabilities in his armoury of putting right what went wrong the last time he was here?
40.
Or is it going to be another near miss?
Well, the problem is for Lipscomb, he's playing Osborne next, and Furness is then playing Dract, which would make it
100.
all immaterial. And he's not beating Colin Osborne 4-0.
I don't see it.
57.
And we can't forget that Colin beat Adam 4-0 yesterday. And Colin's been amazing tonight. Not from a standard perspective,
85.
but from the standpoint of maturity, experience, and utilising everything that he's got in his locker
140.
when he's not playing his best.
Yeah, because he's certainly not been... Seen flashes. But tomorrow night, he's not going to be
30.
afforded an off game. Ryan Furness is making heavy weather of this.
Yeah, it's weird. We'll talk about it more in the next game.
136.
The fact of the matter is, Osborne is not playing as well as yesterday, and he's
129.
getting way more points.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Match dart at the bull,
104.
and another missed bull.
Kevin, you require
Here on Friday night.
32.
Colin Osborne, little hop there. Should be okay for him.
That's the stuff of nightmares.
No score.
That flight was saying
Yeah.
access
Ryan, you require
denied.
25.
That was the darting firewall that nobody could get through.
17.
And he was that close
Kevin,
to
you
almost
require
getting through himself.
32.
Second attempt and a 7th visit, and the same problem. Open target. And he does
Games
find
on the
that
fifth
one.
leg,
Well, that was
Kevin
almost better,
Blummer.
wasn't it? Hitting the big 16. I've had situations like that before, Nico, where I've actually moved at the
Six
big
leg Kevin
16 to
to
get
throw first.
a clear dart
Game on.
at the double 8.
Yeah, it's not a bad play, actually. Think about blocking that 32 bed so badly.
100.
Now, you're better off going left and having half a bed to aim at and just giving it a proper go, because if you do go on the inside,
51.
then you've got a clear double 8 shot. But I know some crazy cats who would even possibly go for a 20 and double 6, because at least that way they've got one
100.
dart at an open double with nothing in the way.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if James Wade went
100.
12 double 10.
He'd never end up on double 16 in the first place, Nico.
Yeah, it's a rarity.
Like hen's teeth. Seeing
39.
James Wade on double 16. Almost as rare as seeing a player at double 17. Oh, you were nearly there, Nico.
Oh,
Oh, look
wow.
at that.
40.
I live in hope. I love a 350 and 6. That's
92.
lovely darts from Kevin.
$95. Kevin,
Was
you
a call for the
require
bullseye with the last dart
170.
again, but maybe getting the 20 just keeps him in 3-dart range. 25 would have still left him in 3-dart range. I kind of get what he did there.
100. Ryan, you require
But this is another chance to win the
115.
match. 58 remain. Double top.
75.
Match start in two
Kevin,
different
you
legs
require
now.
70.
And we might be going the distance for the 4th time tonight.
54.
We might not.
Ryan, you require 40.
Double 10. He has now put a chasm between himself with Colin Osborne to Adam Lipscomb, who is now the only person who can usurp them in the table. But as far as Kevin Blom is concerned, Group B has not gone his way, and with one match to spare, he is not going to qualify for Saturday night after such a close call in Group A. Without further ado, we'll take a short break, and when we come back, it's Last Chance Saloon for Adam Lipscomb.
Welcome back to the MODUS Super Series, where Ryan Finesse has got the better Kevin Blommer by 4 legs to 2. 3 more matches to go on a bumper Friday night of darts here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. It sees Adam Lipscomb in action up against Colin Osborne. And watching this one in the commentary box, Paul Nicholson and Chris Mason.
Thanks, Henry. Well, not only does Adam Lipscomb have to win this match, he has to win it big, because Furness is playing Drachtknecht, and if Martijn can beat Ryan and then Adam beat Blommer, it could be a reversal in fortunes, but I think it's highly unlikely.
Absolutely right.
Colin Osborne is not the kind of player that will take his eye off the ball.
First leg, Adam to
And
throw first.
listen, he will want
Game
to
on.
get to 10 points and pile the pressure on Dract to
Yeah.
win the group.
He wants to win the group. He wins this game. He eliminates Lipscomb
44.
and puts maximum pressure on Drac to get the win against Finesse in game 9. And if he doesn't, Aussie, the favourite for the group at the very start, maybe not
95.
at the start of tonight though, would win Group B. And position
140.
in the group stipulates where and when you play tomorrow. Or should I say later tonight because it's already Saturday. I do that every week, you know.
21. 41.
It was all looking so rosy earlier on when Adam took a somewhat unexpected win against Martijn Dracht in a marathon 7-leg contest in game 2, but that seems like a long time ago.
Colin's best performance of this Group B campaign
140.
came against Adam, didn't it? 98.56 you mentioned, and a little earlier, 50% on the doubles.
100. Colin, your
Didn't even get a 180.
45.
And it was 4-0.
145, a finish we've seen this week from Kevin Painter. Good pal of
82.
Osborne.
It
He's
was a
back in,
1-4-4 in the same match, wasn't it?
yeah, he's back in rugby now. Tweeting about his mailman.
100. Colin,
We
your
were saying that Kevin's very
63.
precise and he likes things in their place. I think there's certain people walking on his lawn and he doesn't like it.
43.
I'd be
Adam,
exactly
your
the same, actually.
76.
There's a path there, walk on it.
56.
No shortcuts
Colin,
there for
your
Adam.
20.
The path to 1-0 is double 10.
Game shot of the
What a
first leg,
beauty.
Colin Osborne.
Thumped in the middle.
As each leg goes
Second
by,
leg, Colin
that
to
Adam does
throw
not win,
first. Game
the
on.
likelihood of jumping up the table by 2 spots gets very weak. And I do not see
140.
Osborne slowing down, whereas some people, when they're in a very commanding position, they tend to
125.
get a bit edgy. They don't know what to do. He's a bit more wily. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Well, an example of that was Furness against Blommer in the last game, wasn't it? He was just trying a little bit too hard
59.
to get over the line.
Use a take on words.
44.
Kevin Blommer earlier in the week, he was giving us the big trailer, but he's blommered at the box office.
58.
If Adam Lipscomb was a movie star, who would he be?
81.
I'll tell you in a second, because it's a pal of mine, but I just can't remember the role he played in the film.
100.
Osborne is being relentless here.
144.
He obviously likes playing against Adam Lipscomb. It's as simple as that.
60.
Or is his performance being made to look good because Adam has not got out the blocks?
97. Colin,
Good
your
layup, but Osborne's already in 2-dart range.
I've got it now. I can't believe
Osborne hasn't got
41.
that.
I can't believe
Adam,
I forgot his name, but he was
110.
good. Well, I know the actor's name. It's a pal of mine, but Gorgeous George. Adam Fogarty played that role.
From Snatch,
Yeah.
you've lost Gorgeous George.
Yeah.
He's not a
set
set of
of
car
keys.
keys, is he?
Colin, you require 43.
Not exactly inconspicuous.
Well, he was an ex-professional rugby player was Adam.
23.
I actually initially met him
Adam,
at
you
the City
require
West in Dublin when we were there
56.
for the Grand Prix. And as we were all sort of leaving,
Games on the second leg. Adam Lipscomb.
they arrived to do a film with Vinnie Jones. So I spent the week with Vinnie and Adam.
Oh, that was a horrible experience.
Third leg, Adam to
It
throw
was
first.
a little bit special.
Game on.
Yeah, Adam, absolutely lovely guy. Loves his darts.
100.
Well, on the other foot then, we've got Gorgeous George for Adam Lipscomb. Who would Colin Osborne be if he was a movie star?
58.
I don't think there are many movie stars from Teesside. There are some very famous people from Teesside,
100.
including the great Jeff Stelling, who retired last week, and someone who holds darts very close to his heart.
Yep, I shared many a
140.
moment with Jeff whilst he was doing the darts on Sky. There's some
60.
shoes he's left to fill. My goodness.
Bit like following Alex Ferguson at Manchester United. Good luck.
80.
No one's come remotely close yet.
Nope. They've had quite a lot of people at Man United since Alex left. Look at me saying Alex like I
100.
know him. Sir Alex, I do beg your pardon.
Now, I met him as well. We were in Scotland to do.
140. Adam require
It may
141.
have been the Europeans when he was in that big cattle shed.
125.
He was
Colin, you
meeting
require
somewhere. He was in the
83.
hotel that we were staying in with ITV.
Oh, right in the middle of the 51. Adam can't look.
67.
Now you can.
Adam, you require
I didn't really want to
16.
approach him, but he's a massive darts fan, isn't
Games
he?
on the third leg.
There you
Adam
go.
Lipscomb.
Everybody is, you see, and Lipscomb's in front. Patiently waiting for his
Fourth leg,
chances.
Colin to throw
And he's
first.
been
Game
given
on.
chances.
I was there on an earlier flight, and in walks Wazza and goes, "Hello, pal." And them two, they know each other really well.
99.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, my brother used to be on first name terms with Mr. Ferguson because
100.
Well, I didn't know what to call him.
Sir Alex.
I ended up calling him Mr. Ferguson.
Yeah, my brother used to be a chef in Blackburn,
140.
and the hotel he used to run as the head chef was for when the away teams used to come to Ewood Park. And the
140.
best story he ever told me was when Roberto Mancini was Manchester City manager, he had an assistant, and that assistant's job was personally squeezing his orange juice in the morning and making his coffee. That was his job.
140.
In the words of Roy Keane, that's his job. Imagine that being your job, just orange juice and coffee.
45. Colin, you require
How
122.
pathetic that someone can't do that themselves.
$82.
Somewhat self-reliant dart players because we do everything ourselves
Yep.
when we're on the hockey.
It does make me laugh when I go to these exhibitions and you've got sort of security looking out, and I go, "What are you doing? You don't follow me around, haven't you?
100.
Following me?"
Colin, you require 40.
Double top.
Game
Yes, what a leg from Osborne. 2-2 it is. And the tighter this is, the worse it is for Lipscomb. Now,
leg, Adam,
if you
to
think about his
throw first.
predicament,
Game on.
if he wins the next two legs and wins 4-0 against Kevin Blommer in game 10,
38.
his leg difference will be +1 with an 8-point total. Ryan Finesse
100.
would then have to win his next game against Dracht. This is very much a
60.
need-to-know basis situation because as every leg passes on, we get more likelihood of what is about to happen.
Yeah.
But it's still a slim chance.
121.
About as likely as me getting an MBE, pal.
59.
Oh, don't sell yourself short. About as likely as me getting a warm welcome as someone walking down the hockey. Never had a home game.
$59.
Time to work with. And Lipscomb's on one of those numbers which you can take in 6 darts. But they all need to be perfect. And that one is far from perfect.
45.
And the 5, of course, meant that it couldn't be done in 6.
Gonna have to be crafty from 299.
45.
It's a bit of a flyer from Colin.
This is his last game. If he's feeling at all tired or fatigued after 7.5 matches,
99.
he has to dig a little deep now. His leg difference is +4 with 8 points.
Considering where he was at the start of tonight's play, he'd be very happy with how he's turned this around.
29.
Although he's thrown some real loose stuff. 59, 45, 29. That's his last 3 visits.
140. Calling your car 140.
He doesn't like that. He loves that.
Just about to do the Kevin Keegan.
95. Adam
Love that
Your
if that happens.
60.
Double top. Can cushion it in from there.
Game
Just like
on
that.
the 5th leg, Adam
Beautifully
Lipscomb.
thrown dart for a 3-2 lead. And he looks so much more
6 leg
relaxed
Collins to
tonight,
throw
even though he's
first.
under more
Game
pressure.
on.
Less perspiration, and maybe the changing of the shirt has made all the
Well,
difference.
Yes, I know. I mean, he's being allowed to win in this leg with
60.
a 7th visit, an 8th visit, and a 7th visit. But
100.
the more he's in it, the more he'll believe he can win. At the moment, Colin's timing is
123.
all over the shop.
$54.
Saving grace for Osborne is the fact that he has won by a couple of margins tonight. They're not massive margins.
100.
I'll tell you one thing, they are proving to be really key margins by 2, by 1, and by 3 in the games that he's won.
135.
He's really earned this position. This has got to be in. That had to go in. It was way too inviting.
180.
For his style and angle of entry, it was made for a max.
44.
I wouldn't blame him going
Colin, you require
straight for this,
38.
because if he goes underneath it, it's a marker. 2 8s.
22.
Has time. Lipscomb on a number that can't be converted in this format.
Yeah, he's missed 9 at a double though, Nico, in this one. Adam Lipscomb,
94.
far
Colin,
more
you require
efficient. 3 from
16.
5, 60%.
Game
We're
on the
going the
6th leg,
distance
Colin
again.
Osborne.
First time in a few matches. The last time it was Kevin Blummer against Dracht in game 4.
7th and final leg, Adam to throw first. Game on.
And since then, we've gone 4-1, 4-1, 4-2.
41.
Getting to the stage where Ryan Finesse has only got to get a certain amount of legs.
Yeah.
$95.
There are American football games where you have a couple of seconds left on the clock and you do what's called a Hail Mary.
95.
Right now, Adam's going to need a Hail Mary through a rocket. and somebody to
60.
catch it in the end zone without dropping it. And the 1 point conversion after. It's a lot to ask.
180.
Well, it's happening here.
$140.
Worst case scenario, Osborne finishes on 8 points and +3.
$140.
The best that Lipscomb could get to is 8 points and 0.
100. Adam, you require 45.
He needs finesse to lose. But first he's got to win.
Game, shot,
And when he
and a
does,
match, Adam
he's still
Lipscomb.
alive. But only just. Osborne looks like he's safe. But we're going to crunch the numbers when we come back, and we'll have a definitive answer for you because we've got no fingernails left. 4-3 Lipscomb, and he gets his second win of the night. We'll take a short break. We'll see you soon.
Well, welcome back to the MODUS Super Series. So before the break, we saw Adam Lipscomb get the better of Colin Osborne by 4 legs to 3, which means Lipscomb is still in the race. As for the group, Martin Dracht is now the winner of it. And he's in action now up against Ryan Finesse and watching this one. Chris Mason and Paul Nicholson.
Thanks a lot, Henry. One final act in qualifying for these two then. But this is all about Ryan Finesse. He could do with one more win. And by getting that, he will eliminate Adam Lipscomb. And as far as Martin Dracht is concerned, winning the group, a fine effort.
Well, if Ryan Finesse wins 4-0, he'll go on to +3 and 10 points. Martijn Dracht will be on 10 points and +3.
I assume Henry has done the calculations when it comes to legs 1.
Yep. And that will be the only difference.
Indeed. There you go. All of these things that we need to separate the players at the end of these
First leg,
fingernail
Martijn
biting
to throw
groups.
first. Game on.
Points, leg difference, legs 1,
It's Group B, Nico.
length of trousers, shiniest shoes, bullseye finishes,
39.
best shirt. Well, that's Ryan Finesse.
By a mile.
He has a knack on a Friday
140.
night of doing very good things at the right times.
85. $80.
One thing that worries me about this game is that throughout the course of the week, and I feel like I've brought this up every
60.
day, Martijn seems to have tailed off a little bit in most sessions.
At the back end.
And when he played Adam Lipscomb in game 9 yesterday, it was a bit of a
58.
slugfest in the high 70s range. I get the feeling if he does that against Ryan, he could find himself on the end. a bit of a hiding.
140.
Although this will be his first match he's playing with zero pressure.
He'll
97.
make a change.
Yeah.
This is game 23 for the week. 15 in Group A. This is 8th in Group B.
99. Ryan, you require 126.
He won't care as long as he's playing game 27.
Good recovery. Leads tops.
86. Marathon, you require 78.
Martijn hold with a 78 out. Well, he's going to need tops.
Plenty of room to the right.
58. Ryan, you require 40.
Looks pretty fresh. For this time of the morning, approaching
35.
1 o'clock in the morning, and I
Marathon, you
think I spoke
require
too
20.
soon.
Been a bit of a theme,
Game shot of the first leg.
Ryan, at
Marathon
times,
direct.
but it is Martijn that holds in 19. 3 missed at a double.
And that means
Second leg,
that he
Ryan
doesn't
to
need legs
throw
one.
first.
He's
Game
won
on.
the group on leg difference already.
Yep.
Many congratulations to him. A lot of us
45.
on Monday morning were talking up his chances. He's there on Saturday night. He's done his job.
Well, when we spoke to
85.
Henry at varying times, but especially last night, of the outsiders, he was the one that
97.
represented the Valiant.
Yeah, we were talking on Tuesday about Blommer being a 16-1 outsider to win the group. Well, he's not
93.
even going to be there on Saturday. And that will be shell-shocking to him, considering some of the darts he's played here this week.
Well, and how close he went to winning Group A.
140.
Just how much damage has Christian Kist caused that 34-year-old from Belgium?
44.
Oh, on reflection, not right now, of course, but next week when he looks over some of the
97.
matches and performances and highlights, well, it's been a wonderful education for him at this level.
This is a tough school. Tough players, tough format.
96. Ryan, you require 122.
Sensible play. Well, that is now 105, which leaves 17.
106.
All worked out in the end.
Yeah, did well there, just to stay switched on.
$43. Ryan, you require 16.
Nervous times in the practice room right now. Adam Lipscomb
Game
and
shot the
Kevin
second
Blommer,
leg,
who come
Ryan Furness.
toe-to-toe in the last match, but Ryan Finesse is doing his job. Levels up with one leg all.
Third leg, Martijn to
And he's got his
throw
first leg against Drac
Game
this
on.
week. Lost 4-0 to him yesterday. And that was a particularly brilliant performance from Drac to start
140.
his imposing presence in this group.
If Furness actually went on to lose this match and say fall 3, he would obviously stay on 8
45.
points and then go to -2, which means Lipscomb would have to win 4-1 or better against Blommer.
85.
That's the tail of the tape.
All immaterial, of course, if he
81.
defeats Drac here, but
It's an interesting dynamic, isn't it? Because I'm not ashamed to say that Adam's actually popped his head around the corner just to see what the
59.
permutations are. And we just said to him, we don't know yet. You're going to have to wait. He's going to have a matter of seconds to digest what
81.
he needs to do, if anything at all.
yeah, may well be immaterial. Well, it is immaterial if Furness wins.
Just goes to show, I went early.
39.
I went like Fox News saying that a certain president had won. Other news networks are available, by the way.
44.
But that is factually correct. They did go early.
Yeah.
134.
Nice leave of Motown there for Martijn. That's got a nice ring to it.
They're both averaging
60. Martijn
About 80.
Europe 44.
Didn't go full tops for Motown. Went 12 double 16.
I think it's the right call. He's not been a fan of tops and tens this week.
You won't be a fan of that.
26.
Just trying to read Ryan a little bit. Those facial expressions and how much he's
Martijn
looking at the
Europe
scoreboard.
18.
Now, he's not going to look at the scoreboard as much as Peter Hudson does. He's an Olympian at doing that.
9.
I think Ryan's hiding his frustration very
Ryan
well.
Uruguay 90.
Visit 7 could give him the lead,
65.
but it doesn't.
Martijn Uruguay 9.
These are the finishes that nobody practices.
Noted. Good point. Well made.
And these are hard.
Game on
He
the
didn't
third
make it
leg.
look hard.
Martijn direct.
23 darts to take that leg. And when you consider the
Fourth
levels
leg Ryan to
that we get
Throthers.
from
Game
Finesse and some others in this group, how many times have we seen legs like that tonight and yesterday?
And that's why I said Ryan's doing well to
135.
hide his frustration. He's averaging 81.76, 10 points more than Martijn Drac.
60.
Just going to take a little bit of a break from the game just to mention that I had a lovely message from Scott Mitchell earlier on tonight. And he said that we were doing a great job on commentary. He was listening while he was doing the farming today.
We know Scott.
And Scott will be with us very soon as well.
100.
He will be in the chair. He's off to Cambridge this weekend. Dorset, as a county, could be promoted to the Premier League in county darts for the first time in their
95.
history this weekend. So I just want to say a very big good luck to Dorset.
Yeah, an old county of mine.
60.
And
Ryan Uruguay 100.
we saw one of their county players today. So all the best to Dorset. Good luck. And we'll see you soon, Scott.
I wonder if Tommy was hot-footing it. 2 games, or Dorset at home or away? Oh, they're away. A bit of a
That's not too bad.
85. Ryan
As
O'Quire,
county games
78.
go for away games. So, yeah, maybe Tommy was off there himself after today's session.
Inviting tops. And in it
Game
goes
on
for
the floor by
2-2.
Ryan Furness.
Things are getting stickier by the second for Lipscomb.
Fifth leg, Martine to throw first.
Starting to get like that very
Game on.
infamous saying from Edmund Blackadder in Blackadder Goes Forth. You remember what he said?
I don't.
95.
This situation's about as sticky as Sticky the stick insect getting stuck on a sticky bun.
93.
I think I got it right. He says it better than anybody, though.
57.
If I was having a come dine with me dinner, I think he'd be the first person I'd invite.
Who else?
60.
Lennox Lewis.
Ooh, I like that call.
Ernie Els.
96.
Marilyn Monroe.
They got to be alive.
Marilyn Monroe lookalike.
81.
No,
95.
if there's got to be someone alive, it'll have to be either Hayley Atwell or Kate Beckinsale.
140. Martin O'Quire, 158.
Wonderful darts from Martine.
Ryan O'Quire, 127.
Desperately wants to win this group, doesn't he? He's been at the top since the very start. He wants to go wire to wire.
43. Martin O'Quire, 24.
Doesn't want to hit the wire. Wants to hit a double that cost him a 9-darter.
Game shot
And
of
he
the
gets
fifth
it this
leg,
time.
Martine direct.
3-2 Dract.
Keeping Adam Lipscomb
Sixth leg, Ryan to
very much
throw
on his
first.
toes.
Game on.
Worst case scenario for Finesse is 8
80.
points and -3. We will investigate the situation at the conclusion of this match. We have people on hand checking legs 1
134.
and exactly what Lipscomb would need to do if Dract was to win this leg or the next. This has got a
57.
degree of familiarity for Adam. And he's going to have his nerves severely tested.
Happened to him last time, didn't it? Just
100.
narrowly missed out.
I love Group B. It is the best qualifying group
125.
because it's just always going down to this.
Yeah, outside of finals night, it is the best group of the week.
121.
I hope Ryan's got some fingernails because he's going to need to chew on them soon.
100. Martin O'Quire,
He
146.
might have 6 darts from here. Lovely second dart.
130.
And the third is just as good.
Ryan O'Quire, 139.
Hail Mary time. Double top.
99.
That bent the wire.
Martin
What
O'Quire,
an effort
16.
from Blast Furnace.
Acknowledged by Martine.
Nothing in the way. That may be fortuitous.
No score.
It's a lifeline, and we just don't know how valuable this could be.
Ryan O'Quire, 40.
Mahusive.
Game
The
shot
only word to say
Ryan
about
Furness.
that is in. Now his worst case scenario is very different. -2 and 8
Seventh and
points
final leg, Martine
is his
to
worst
throw
case
first.
scenario.
Game on.
But the best case scenario is winning this leg and Lipscomb would be gone.
96.
Of course, be whirring around in Ryan's mind regarding all the different scenarios that are playing out
137.
in front of our eyes.
There would be something going through my head right now
60.
if I were Ryan. Give me a 12.
Yeah.
Look what he's doing. This guy has got nerves of steel.
180.
He's been in 9-dart shootouts and hit things like that. He might even get something better than a 12. He's got
45.
Martine on the rack.
Well, he's 116 in front plus these. Just needs to keep things tidy.
We're talking about a Hampshire player here,
57.
Ryan Finesse, and the way he's responded in this final leg of the contest. He's the kind of person you want playing in the A squad in 12th position.
Yeah, and it's 3-3.
40. Ryan, you require 127.
19s. And he doesn't get 3 of them. But can you possibly imagine
57.
if Martine hits this?
160.
You don't have to imagine it anymore because it's not going to happen.
60.
They're both in 2-dart
Ryan,
range.
you require 70.
One dart at double 16. And he misses it on the
46.
north side. That is a qualification
Ryan, you
shot.
require 100.
Amazed he didn't leave tops.
Does Martine look up?
I'm going to say
Not
that would
up
be
enough.
60.
a horrible way to lose, wouldn't
Ryan,
it?
you require 24.
Double 12. 3 darts in hand to be here on Saturday. That's a 9. You're right. 15 left. Don't lose composure now. Oh,
No
and that
score.
busts it. That changes
Martine, you
everything.
require 40.
He cannot believe it. Does Dracht win? He
Game
does win.
shot.
And now
the
Ryan
match,
Finesse has got
Martine
to
Dracht.
wait to see if Adam Lipscomb can eliminate him. We will be back after the break with all of the permutations, but that does change everything. Martine Dracht will win Group B after that tumultuous game, but Adam Lipscomb can qualify via a certain scoreline when we return.
Welcome back to the MODUS Super Series. Before the break, Martin Dratt beat Ryan Finesse by 4 legs to 3, which means the race for the final spot in qualification goes down to the final match of the session between Kevin Blommer and Adam Lipscomb. Lipscomb needs to win and win by a margin if he is to make his way into tomorrow night's affair. Watching this one in the commentary box, Paul Nicholson and Chris Mason.
Thank you very much, Henry. The final act of qualifying in week 4, and it's down to this. This is what it's all about. Kevin Blommer is eliminated. He's the only person eliminated from Group B so far, but this guy has got a chance. He's been given a chance because Ryan Finesse missed 2 match darts, one at double 16 and one at double 12. And now he has to win against the man in white by 4 legs to 2 or better. If it is 4-2, he will go through based on the head-to-head with Ryan Finesse.
First leg, Kevin to
Yeah,
throw
because
first.
Ryan beat
Game
him
on.
4-1, but then Adam beat him 4-0.
That's it. 4-1, it's leg difference. 4-0, it's leg difference. Based on what Mace has just said.
83.
Because he won 1 leg better in the head-to-head. It could be that kind of margin.
Yeah, well, at 4-2, everything is
85.
even, so it will go down to their head-to-head record, and he's got a superior head-to-head by just that 1 leg. He won in their opening meeting,
140.
and I'd love to know how many darts Ryan may have missed a double in that one.
Well, earlier on today, we saw a certain Willie
137.
Borland in a pretty good position. He beat Peter Hudson and put himself in position to qualify. Next thing you know,
59.
oops, Willie did it again. And he lost to Kevin Painter, who was already eliminated.
36.
And Willie Borland is not going to be here tomorrow. So are we going to see that again?
Yeah, well, Kevin had that, didn't he? He was in with a chance of qualification and played someone who was eliminated and got beat.
137.
And Steve West happened to him not too long ago.
55.
Just talking about that performance of Kevin Painter.
82.
94.24, his best performance of the week. And 4 out of 7 on the doubles.
62.
That was almost 1-0 Blommer.
$140. Kevin, you require 20.
Is Kevin going to be the name of the spoilers today?
Game shot on the
Good
first
shout.
leg.
Well, there's
Kevin
one.
Blommer.
Just remember the magical scoreline.
Second leg, Adam to throw
4-2
first.
or better,
Game on.
meaning if Blommer gets to 3, Ryan Finesse, who's already left the building, he can't watch.
100.
He'll be back.
$93.
And in that tie, where Adam defeated Ryan 4-0, Ryan didn't get a double. We can't reflect on that one, but how many legs has Ryan dropped via missed doubles, which has proved costly? And
115.
we harp on about it when matches are being played, saying, well, that 1 leg could well
55.
turn out to be bigger than what you think.
$59.
Easy for me to say that you could hear a pin drop in there. Well, you can most of the week, actually. Not tomorrow night.
Certainly not tomorrow night.
73.
If Adam Lipscomb can win this one 4-2 or better, because he has a massive fan base.
Right now, that fan
140.
base, they're all awake. And right now, they're not liking Kevin Blommer much.
140.
Sounds like a really
Kevin, you require
Complicated
94.
name. Kevin Blommer much. Double top.
Game
Oh
shot
no,
the second
it's
leg,
got to be 4
Kevin
straight.
Blommer.
Where's this come from? Where's this been?
Well, we say about being at the point of no
They're like
return.
Kevin
He
to
literally
throw first.
is at
Game on.
that point.
Blommer has played really well in these first couple of legs. He's
41.
completely relaxed. He's
What
had 4 darts at double, and Adams had none.
He's doing it. A Kevin Painter.
got to be good, and it's got to be now.
180.
Not as if Adams played poorly the first couple of legs. He was averaging well over 90. This
77.
sport is about
Timing.
timing.
100.
What is it that MVG says? Doing the right things at the right moments.
Yeah, he says two things more than anything else. Doing the right things at the right times.
135.
And you can't afford any mistakes.
Mistakes.
80.
Good like this from Lipscomb. I say, is at the point of no return. Cannot afford to lose
78.
another leg.
Vladimir require 141.
This would be absolutely incredible if he could manage to pull this off.
And what would this do for his
30.
confidence overall if he can do it?
Kevin, you require
He
170.
could literally go into tomorrow night in the ultimate free roll.
Regardless of what happens,
93.
it is going to
Vladimir
be
require
a really good week
111.
4 final.
11 tops.
91.
Well, Ryan had the
Kevin,
dart
you
at 32 off
require
70,
77.
then one more, then hit the 8, then missed double 12, come back at a dart at double 12, hit the 9, and then hit a double 7.
37.
He's faced
Adam, you
one dart,
require
or
20.
one elimination dart, Nico.
That could have been the guillotine for Lipscomb.
Game
But
shot on the
not
third
yet.
leg. Adam Lipscomb.
A stay of execution.
Yeah, two very strong words from the movie Gladiator. Not
Fourth
yet.
leg Adam to throw first. Game on.
Got to do it again, and that is a break of throw right there. He needs 2 holds and a
99.
break. This is like being 5-3 down in a PDC match.
Yep.
And you've got the throw. It's very gettable.
Hold, break, hold.
137.
But not when someone is having 2 trouble visits against you.
87.
His previous experience, does that help him?
Or does it become
97.
baggage?
It's a 50-50 call.
Don't know him well enough to know his mindset.
50.
Advantage Blommer. He's taking the darts away.
Yep.
41.
A mistake.
RSVP into the finishing zone. Yes, please, he says.
180.
Yeah, Max at the back end of the last leg, didn't he?
96.
I've only met Adam a couple of times and I can't
85.
watch. It's my job to watch this game. Double 10. Still
Game
going.
on the fourth
And every
leg,
dart is
Adam
going in with
Lipscomb.
real authority now. He's playing well. 92 average. Blommer 90.
Fifth leg Kevin to
Now,
throw
all he
first.
needs
Game on.
to do is replicate what he's already done in getting 2 straight legs.
140. 82.
Got to remain a little bit patient. That third dart was quick.
Yeah.
Stay in rhythm. And under pressure, rhythm is your best friend.
We naturally
100.
speed up under pressure because it just eliminates it a little bit. There is a fine balance.
They're both playing really well.
123.
But Adam's chasing, and this is the hard leg where he doesn't have the advantage of throw at the start. He hasn't been able to get the darts off Kevin Blommer because he's played decently.
48.
can now. 2 trouble visit here and he'll be first to a finish.
85.
That's a classic pressure dart.
And there's another other quick one, isn't it? It's just not enough attention. Easy sat here, of course.
74.
I actually remember hitting a 5 like that in the Players' Championship semi against Taylor, and you said that's pressure. It was exactly like that
45.
5. Like that
Kevin
5 that
O'Connor,
Adam's just done again.
130.
You just block it out, don't you? He just blocked he just on the release. It's just blocked out completely.
Kevin's got 6 darts from 139, and that makes it
99.
so much easier. If Adam gets out of this,
Brave effort, Nico.
yeah,
60.
courageous.
Kevin, you require
But-
40.
He needs misses. Double 10. And
He's
Adam does
on the
not
fifth leg,
get
Kevin
what he
Blummer.
wished for. That means that he does not qualify for Saturday night. And
Six leg
Ryan
Adam to
Finesse
throw first.
has done it
Game on.
again. He's been to Saturday night here before. He will revisit
140.
the Saturday night, and you can already see the disappointment on the face of Adam, who gave everything he had. But it's a case of deja vu from the last time he was here. So close and yet so far.
96. $45.
It's just starting to sink in, I think. And I don't think Kevin Blommer is going to be getting a Christmas card or a
96.
birthday card from Adam Lipscomb anytime soon. And in fact, the name Kevin today,
140.
it has spoiled the party for Adam and for Willie Borland. But regardless of the result, it is a parting shot for Kevin. It's been a great week for him. He's played some superb stuff.
136.
Maybe just going out with a win might make him feel better before he goes back to Belgium.
85.
Might
Adam,
even lose the
you require
game.
40. $35.
This would be some
Kevin, you
parting
require
gift.
143.
It's on.
$102.
It's intelligent
Adam, you
stuff.
require 5.
Lipscomb is speeding up,
No score.
and that might be his last dart here
Kevin, you require
in the MODUS Super
41.
Series in Series 4. Because Blommer can put him out of his misery if he finds an odd number. There is an odd number.
Game,
And there is the
shot,
right even
and a
number
match, Kevin
to finally
Blummer.
get it done. Kevin Blommer gets his first win of the night in the most incredible set of circumstances we could have possibly created in the script for tonight. Adam gave himself a chance, but unfortunately it was too much for him to climb. Blommer wins his final game, and it's goodbye from him, and it's also goodbye from me. But it's not goodbye from Chris Mason and Henry Deacon, because they're on the balcony ready to chew the fat.
Thank you very much, Paul. Dramatic enough?
Yeah, certainly was, wasn't it? Not as expected, but we ultimately felt that he'd left himself a little bit too much to do. But in the end, it worked out that it was in his hands. But yeah, fair play. It was courageous and brave, but just left himself too much to do.
Well, let's have a look then at the final table then in Group B, because in the end, it was Martijn Dracht who went on to claim the spoils. Bit of an indifferent night, though, perhaps, tonight for him?
Yeah, I think he maybe felt a little bit of the pressure. And when you want, I've been in that situation where you just need that one win, really, just to secure your spot at the top and qualification. Sometimes it can, it can engross you a little. But yeah, Colin Osborne, Ryan Finesse, safely through. We have our lineup for finals night, and it's going to be some finals night.
Colin Osborne, that was business-like tonight from him.
Yeah,
wasn't
he was in a world of trouble. He was in a similar position to Adam Lipscomb at the foot of the table on just 2 points, but that's the difference in how he dealt with it. But of course, vastly more experienced than Adam Lipscomb. He will come again, and I can't wait to see him again.
Most certainly. So that is the table. That now sets in motion the 6 finalists that we're going to see tomorrow evening here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. And here they are in group order, Group 1. Well, that is just horrid, that is.
Yeah, well, they're both not particularly appealing as a player, certainly as a viewer and a commentator. I can't wait for it. Kissed favourite, I'd say, with Osborne and then Hudson in that order in Group 1, and Scotty Baker and Dracht and Finesse, pretty much 5 to 6 each of 2 for me.
Well, that is what we're going to see tomorrow evening here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. Me and Chris will be back for it tomorrow.
We will. My auntie is still my auntie.
Most certainly. Well, we shall see you tomorrow night for the conclusion to week 4 here at the Super Series. We'll see you then.